Right, here we are. It's been more than a week since I've been on. Did you miss me? Just kidding. All right, let's see. Want to make sure all of my technology is doing what it's supposed to be doing. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Do, do, do. All right. I see a few people are sliding in and out. Hello, Johnny. How you doing? Hello, Clearview. I get the same warning every time I go live. It's not even a warning, it's a notice saying something about I haven't appeared on screen for the last 2 minutes. I can never figure out where that comes from. So bizarre. Well, whatever. Huh. So it is Monday, February 16th, 2026. I hope everybody has recovered from the mandatory display of love and affection that's on the calendar every year. Because, you know, hello, Brooklyn. How would you know to be nice and caring and loving to your significant other if it wasn't on the calendar every February 14th? And the stress that people put them through. I remember when I was commuting out of Penn Station every day, and February 14th was always like so pathetic to me because just to see the stressed look on guys' faces as they dashed into shops trying to buy flowers at the last minute and all that shit. It's like, what part of this is enjoyable for anybody? You know, what is going on here where you're like, oh, thank you, Brooklyn, for the heart me. You know, like why are people so habitual that they allow the calendar to tell them how to act all the time? That's something that really annoys me. You know, every month, I think August might be the only month with no kind of event on it. But it's like, oh, today's this day, oh, today's this day. We got to do this on this day, and we got to do that on the other day, and then we got to remember those people, and then we got to, ugh, it's just annoying. So, one thing I wanted to talk about today is that along with being President's Day, it is listen to me, Daisy Carson Bates Day. Easy for me to say. And Daisy Carson Bates is kind of an interesting character. Let's see. And I believe this is really mainly just recognized in, like, I think Arkansas or Alabama. Let me find this. Let me find the information about Ms. Daisy. Yeah, so she was an activist who passed in 1999, and she had a role, I would say a leading role, in the Little Rock integration crisis of 1957. She was kind of a badass, actually. And in Arkansas, as I mentioned earlier, this is a day that they recognize her. And, in a way, I suppose you could say that this is as significant as President's Day. I kind of love the fact that Martin Luther King Jr. gets his own day and presidents have to share a day. Yeah, Juneteenth, of course, if you get a day off, that's all good and well, but that seems like tossing us a breadcrumb. I don't really get the point of it. Is it a federal holiday that you get off? I don't even know. I don't even know. No, you don't get a day off. So it's just one of those things that they gave us, like Black History Month, to just placate us. Look at what we're doing for you. It's like when you're at your job and they give you a new title, but they don't actually increase your pay. It's just a way to nullify you. Hello, Brooklyn. How you doing?
Hi, Yoda. A little tired, but just grateful and peaceful and happy to be alive. But yeah,
Excellent.
Juneteenth here in our state, like I think last Juneteenth, I did a video. I stood at the top of the hill and just to see all the people, all the vendors, and I always run into people that I haven't seen in like 20 years. So it's special here for me.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. How are
But
you?
it sounds like you could do that anytime you wanted.
Well, not all the people at the same place at the same time. Yeah. No.
I suppose, yeah. So that's a good thing.
Right.
But it still feels like kind of an empty gesture. I mean,
It is.
I guess it's better than nothing, just like Black History Month, but it's how much of Black history do they actually teach in school? It's almost nothing, you know, compared to
Especially
the
now.
volume of Black history that there is in America. Like I had
Right.
never heard of this woman before, Daisy Bates. Never heard of her.
I'll have to look her up. Let me type it so I can look her up later. Daisy Bates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm 61 years old and never heard of this woman before. And the only reason I unintentionally found out about her because I was trying to remember when President's Day was. I think on
Mm-hmm.
Saturday or something, and I looked up U.S. holidays, and they listed her name, and I was like, "Who the fuck is this?" And this was a very prominent woman in the civil rights struggle. Never heard of her.
Mm. Mm.
You know, all those squadrons in the military, all the long list of black inventors, traffic lights,
Yeah.
refrigerated trucks, all this,
Right.
all shit that really affects our lives. The filament
Mm-hmm.
to or who came up with the filament? I forget because I know Edison didn't come up with the light bulb by himself. He
I
either
plan on doing a live where the entire live is going to be on the inventions that we've created because it seems to me every invention that we created, they took and claimed that they created it.
well, I'm sure there's lots of those. I wouldn't say every one of them because I've seen, the list of black inventors, but
Mm-hmm.
like Alexander Graham Bell did not invent the telephone. Just straight up did not invent it. Okay, it was an Italian man named Meucci who couldn't afford to renew the patent.
Mm.
And then Bell came in, and I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. The patent
He just
expired.
swooped in.
He
Yeah.
swooped in, and then he gets all the credit. Instead of saying Bell developed Meucci's invention, people say Bell invented it, and that's the story of minorities in America. I mean, where would the music industry be without black and brown artists?
Right.
You know,
Nowhere.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, jazz is the only recognized music that was invented in America, and that was black and
Mhm.
brown people.
And
you
at
know?
that point, they had to go in the back door. There's some sick stuff.
Yeah.
It just showed it's sick. But yeah.
Yeah, if it weren't for Marilyn Monroe, Ella Fitzgerald wouldn't have been able to come in the front door of the place where she performed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was Marilyn Monroe that basically said, if you want me to show up here and bring business to your place, you're gonna treat Miss Fitzgerald with respect.
Mm.
Same thing that Frank Sinatra did with regard to Sammy Davis Jr.
Sammy Davis Jr. Yeah.
Yeah. And even though, the story of the white savior is tired, but there have been real life instances where whitey people were like, hey, we're going to take a stand here. And Frank Sinatra, he stood to lose millions of dollars. Right. But he said, if you're not going to treat my friend like a man, then I'm not coming here. I'm not performing. I'll break my contract right now. I don't care what it costs me.
Mm-hmm. That's a man.
That's a man. Yeah, I read about Sinatra a long time. I was like in my early 20s. There was an article about him in GQ magazine. And when I finished reading that, I was like, well, that's a template of manhood right there. Right. And when I turned 35 and, I decided, well, if I'm old enough to be president, then I guess I'm an adult, right? So I started wearing cufflinks at age 35 because of the Brat Pack. I'm sorry, the Rat Pack. Fucking Brat Pack. the Rat Pack, because those guys dressed so impeccably. As a matter of fact, most of them never ever sat down in tuxedo pants. When they would go off stage, they would hang their pants up and just stand there. Or if they decided to sit down, they would sit down, but they would take their pants off first, just so that there wouldn't be creases in it. Hello, Jessica. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Oh, I'm not quite fantastic, but I'm probably a couple notches under fantastic, but I'm working on it.
Fair enough.
So what's going
Jessica.
on? Go ahead. So what's going on that you're fantastic, Jessica?
My birthday was yesterday.
Nice.
Oh, happy belated birthday.
Let me see if I remember correctly. You'd be 32 now?
34.
34. God damn it. I was slightly off.
Yeah.
And by the way, happy belated birthday is bad grammar, just so you know. It's belated happy birthday, because her birthday wasn't late, but your greeting was.
I wouldn't remember that to save my life, so please don't try to say. Don't do that to me. Don't do that, Yoddah. Don't do it.
Just trying to drop information wherever I can. It helps me to feel like I'm smart.
That's good. You can keep feeling like you're smart, but I won't remember that.
I actually have two shortcuts on my phone for text macros. One is HBD for happy birthday, and one is BHB for belated happy birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my birthday was yesterday, and you remember, I don't know if you remember, I was telling you about that situation.
Your friend coming for the weekend.
Yes. Fantastic.
Good.
So is love and romance in the air?
It is.
I love it.
Nice.
I love it. That's spectacular. Yeah, you have good reason to feel fantastic. Let's see, what was I doing when I was 34? That was the year before I met my future ex-wife and future lifelong friends. I mean, shit. This year, July 1st, I have known her 27 years. It's amazing. It's almost half my life.
Let's see. I have known him for 29. Because we've known each other since we were 5.
That's amazing. There's, it's funny. I probably shared this a while back, but I don't mind repeating myself. I'm old. I get to repeat myself. So when we were about 2 weeks into dating, so this is July 1999, um, um, I start, we're doing the whole, history shit slowly but surely. And, I drop a name and she she knew the name, and this was the name of my next door neighbor's brother. My next door neighbor was my age, and his brother was like 2 3 years older. And her so her uncle was best friends with my next door neighbor's brother, and I knew her uncle and had been to her uncle's house several times. And there's a chance, there's a very good chance. So I met her uncle when I was 9 years old, and she was 7. So we had been in each other's lives since I was 9 and she was 7, and we just didn't know for 26 years.
That's
And I was an
phenomenal.
incredibly shy child, so we might have actually been in the same room at a certain point, and I wouldn't have noticed.
I love stuff like that. I love stories like that.
Yeah. I just saw a really great story just like that. I think it was either IG or the U-shaped tube. There's this guy was talking about how, oh no, actually it was a woman. A woman was talking about how there was a photograph of her and her father at Disney World,
Uh-huh.
and in the background was this child this boy in a not a wheelchair, fuck, of this boy in a stroller, and his father was behind him, and they grew up to marry each other.
Oh my goodness, I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah. Yeah, I love stories like that too.
That's cool.
Check this out. This is a wild one. My former father-in-law and mother-in-law were born on the same day in the same hospital, 8 hours apart.
Wow.
Say it again.
My former father-in-law and mother-in-law, so
Mm-hmm.
my ex-wife's parents,
Right. Right.
were born on the same day in the same hospital, about 8 hours apart.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
deep. That's like my two younger sisters were born on the same day, but 7 years apart.
interesting.
So when my mother
George
got home,
Michael was
okay.
found expired. I believe it was Christmas Day. And then
Mm.
3 years later, his sister was found expired on Christmas Day.
Well, that's like the thing with the Hoover Dam. You've heard about that, right?
No.
So, I forget the exact amount of people who unalived during the building of the Hoover Dam, but the very first person to unalive and the very last person to unalive were father and son, and they unalived on the same day.
Oh, shit. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, just years apart, but it was on the same calendar day, and it
That's
was a
fucking
father and
wild.
son. Yeah.
That is fucking wild. Yeah, there's so many wild stories like that. Let's see, my ex-wife's, what is she? I guess her aunt-in-law? Yeah, her aunt-in-law's mother and father basically passed within hours of each other, without knowing that they were both in the same hospital.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Because one of them got sick and was rushed to the hospital. And a few hours later, the other one, same thing, rushed to the hospital. And just, I think they said something like within 2 or 3 hours of each other, just were gone.
Hmm.
It's like the Notebook,
Yeah.
without
I
all the
know,
cheating.
with there's some like weird similarities with my parents. So my dad, his father had like two separate families, and like
Oh, wow.
9 or between like 9 or 12 kids altogether, but with my father's mother, there were four of them. So it was four boys, and he was the third born. For my mother, there were four girls, and she was the third born. They
Mm.
got together. He had two sons, and then she had a daughter with her previous husband. And then, of course, they had me. So, from four boys, from four girls, they got together, four children, two boys, two girls. My mother was born on the day that my father's father unalived. And my father's birthday is the same birthday as her previous husband, which was my sister's
Jesus.
father. Yeah.
I mean, how many rolls of the dice does it take to get that?
Right?
That's wild. Yeah,
Yeah.
the opening, I just watched Magnolia again for the first time in a long time. And the opening of that film has a bunch of shit just like that. You know, some of it's real, some of it's not. But yeah, I love those kinds of stories. Every time I stumble across them on either IG or elsewhere, I always get sucked in.
Yeah. I got to get my IG account back because had to get a new iPhone because the other one was acting stupid, which I had only not even had a year. And
Hmm.
so now IG almost wants me to give up red rum in order to get back into the account. So I'll figure it out at some point.
That is
I
the bad thing
gotcha.
about iPhones is they come out with so many new ones that their software eventually just starts fucking up
Right.
on anything that isn't the newest model. That's why I just stay one of the many reasons I stay with Android.
Yeah.
I have
No,
to
I
do
to me
iPhone.
iPhones are bullshit. I mean, in general they both do the same thing, but the fact that they on purpose make phones obsolete is bullshit to me.
Right.
I agree.
They
Anyway, before
tried
we
my.
continue, let me just say a quick hello to Jones. How you doing, brother?
Okay.
How you doing, brother? Um, Going back to coincidentals on days, my sister and my grandmother are born on the same day,
Mm,
and
Wow.
my mother and my niece are born on the same day.
wow.
Wow.
There's this thing called the birthday paradox, which is, it's one of those things that does my head in because like I'm okay with math, but there's just some things that I just don't get. So the birthday paradox is statistically, if you have a group of 23 people, there are going to be at least two people that have the same birthday.
Mm.
Not necessarily the
Yeah,
year,
I've
but the
heard that
day.
one.
And then
Mm-hmm.
as you increase the number of people, that number goes up.
Mm.
And by the time you get to 100, I forget what it is, but like that's just a weird, with all the people in the world, like I don't understand how that's a thing, but
Right.
that's a
Right.
thing.
My ex-husband and I are one day apart, but the year previous, like his birthday is today, but he was born in 91 and my birthday was yesterday but in 92, so for exactly 24 hours we are the same age.
Yeah.
Same with me and my ex-husband, Jessica. And matter of fact, when we met and I said, "When is your birthday?" And he said the day after mine, I was like, you know what? I'm really not into playing games tonight.
Hey, by the way, so I forgot that part. My ex-wife and I are 3 days apart, but two different. Like I'm 2 years older than her, but yeah, I'm the 11th. She's the 14th. It's fucking wild.
But to go back to my sisters that are the same day, but 7 years apart. So I get home from school one day and I'm hungry. And so I say, "Where's mom?" And they say she's in the hospital. And I said, "Well, I'm hungry. Where's dinner?" And they said, "Well, she's having another baby." So that was the second baby that was born on the same day as my sister who had been born 6 or 7 years earlier. So how she orchestrated that, I'll never know.
It's a little alarming to hear that when you heard your mother was in the hospital, your first thought was, "Well, I'm hungry."
Yeah, I was a kid. Why is she at the hospital? I'm hungry. What's wrong?
All right, let's try to drill down one more level. How old were you?
Oh gosh, now you know I'm over 65. Now you really trying my brain here, Yoda.
Well, you know how old your
Uh
sister is, so
So I
You gotta,
had to be like 6 or 7,
yeah,
maybe.
that's a little selfish for 6 or 7.
Okay, well, and sometimes today I'm still a little selfish. So I'm not gonna lie.
So if you hear one day someone's like, Yoda's in the hospital, you'll be like, oh, what? So no live show? What the fuck?
No, I've changed a little bit, so I'd be like, you know what? I've talked to Yoda for too long, so I need to contact him. I need to hear his voice. So no, it wouldn't be I'm missing a live. Stop it, Yoda. Stop it.
I think what most people would
And it's
say
also weird
is
about
that fat
numbers.
fuck ate himself into the hospital. That's probably what people would say.
You know what? Stop that, Yoda. Stop
That's
that.
what I would say.
No, no. Because I don't know how you look other than from the chest down, but you don't look fat. You just look like
Well,
you're
that's
full.
by design. I frame it so that I don't, you never get exposed to the entirety of my train wreck body, you know.
Oh, stop.
And
You stop,
you know
stop
what it
talking
is?
about
My charm is what fools people. I have the charm of a thin, hot guy, but I have the body of a thin, hot guy who ate another thin, hot guy.
Oh, stop.
There ain't nothing wrong with somebody being a little thicker. I'm
Hello.
thicker than listen, I'm thicker than a bowl of oatmeal, but I can still get fucking cracked like a glow stick.
Exactly.
Not only
Exactly.
that, I say the more to love, the more to love.
Yeah, listen, I feel the same way about women. I've dated 2 women that were bigger than me, and one of them had her fucking feet in different zip codes. It was amazing.
Different zip codes. I haven't heard that one. I'm gonna have to remember that.
That was a good one.
Oh, that was good.
I was impressed. I was very impressed. Yeah. And the other one banged like an adult film star, which I very much enjoyed.
I'm sure you did.
Well, I've been very lucky in that aspect of my life. If literally in no other area of my life, I've been very lucky when it comes to relations with women. Had a few superstar moments there. It's been a wild ride. That's why I don't mind being single now, because I'm just banged out.
Yeah, I think I'm at that point, and you're younger than me, but yeah, I think I'm at that point.
Only 3 years.
3 years. How old are you?
61.
Yoda, I'm 67. Hopefully
Okay,
soon to
6
be
years.
68.
Yeah, I'll be 62 in a few months too. So,
Yeah.
all right, 6 years.
Yeah, I feel it too.
Yeah,
You're an
this
old baby?
May will be 4 years since I dated anybody.
Oh, I think it's been about 5 for me. 5, maybe. Not that people haven't been trying, but I'm just very apprehensive at this point.
OG Nerd says, just because I'm bigger doesn't mean I can't hold my own. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, listen, I mean, I'm sure there's a category of adult entertainment that I fit into. Like, if you want to see 2 people that look like 2 walruses fighting on a beach, or 2 linebackers going at each other, you'd want to watch me and my dates. There's actually shit. What year was this? It was either 86 or 87. There's there was, I don't know if it's still around, but there was a film of me and a young woman on purpose. We decided to film ourselves. And I'll just say one thing about filming yourself. Don't do it. It's awful. Because
I've done it a few times and I've been pleased with the results.
really, see, I guess we probably weren't good at filming. I think you have to understand camera angles in order for that to look good.
Right.
I just remember being pretty and I was in much better shape, so it wasn't even a physical thing mostly. It was just like, oh, that just does not look good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want that to happen. Not purposefully. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No. So
Yeah,
if
you
someone
you
is
set up the camera, and I think the smart thing to do is have another person in there filming because they can get the better angles. Because when it's just the two of you, you have to set the camera up and hope for the best.
right.
Unless you do a POV type thing, but yeah.
Well, yeah. Which I think POVs are a fairly recent kind of thing. Like
Mm.
that wasn't camera angles that I saw when when I came up, in watching adult films. So that's, I mean, they can be good. They could definitely be good. And people are smart now. Like I go to Reddit for most of my adult fare, and there's a lot of POV stuff there. And depending on the couple, it could be pretty good.
On Reddit?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Reddit is chock
Wow.
full of adult entertainment.
Really? I don't know why I just thought Reddit was for leaving information or ratings or
No,
No.
Reddit
Nope.
Reddit is essentially the gateway to the internet.
mm,
It's one of the biggest platforms online.
I
mm.
think like 97% approximately of the pages that I follow are NSFW
Yeah, there
on
you go.
Reddit. So, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. On Reddit, I have two accounts on Reddit. One is for the adult stuff, and that's 100% adult shit.
Okay, now you're gonna make me be nosy and go to Reddit.
All
I'd
right.
recommend it.
Well, loosen up your fingers.
Oh, there's also another as long as you're not in a state that like has those kind of sites blocked. Unfortunately, I am, so you got to get creative. But
Hey,
there's
you get a
another one.
VPN.
Yeah, there's another one, and this is like more. It's specifically tailored towards women, but
Mhm.
obviously anyone can do it. But it's called Bellesa, BELLESA
I never heard of
dot
it.
Well,
That's
com.
interesting.
okay.
And it's tailored towards women.
Balesa.
So
Okay.
now, does
Highly
that mean
recommend it.
that the people doing it are all women, or is it like just the kind of
No,
content that women like?
there's even so you can there is that, but there's also male and female. There's also male because some women like that
Hmm.
too.
Sure.
But it's more so I don't really know how to explain it, but like it's one of those if you know kind of things.
Mhm.
Because adult content that's shot more for the male gaze has a much different vibe to it than content that's shot
Yeah.
for the female
Yeah, I
gaze.
agree.
And this is
And I don't
a
like a
site
lot
that
of content that's shot like there's what I found is that over the last 15, 20 years, a lot of content has gotten real aggressive and
Mhm.
like I'm when it comes to adult relations, I'm very vanilla in the fact like I don't need to dress up as anything, and I'm not judging anybody that does. I'm just this is just speaking for myself. I don't need to do anything. I don't role play. I don't need any of that, right? I just need the piston in the Volkswagen. That's all I care about, right?
You should check it out too then. Honestly,
maybe I
like you
maybe I
might
will.
really enjoy it. Like
Yeah,
I highly recommend it. It's a great site.
yeah. That idea was done in the '80s by a female adult star. I'm not recalling her name right now, but she made this whole genre of adult entertainment that was geared toward women. It was the same idea that
Mhm.
the way women experience romance and relations is different than men do, and she shot it from their perspective. And I saw a few of the films, and I thought they were great.
Yeah, I bet you'd really like this site then. You should check it out.
Think I will. I just like watching marginally attractive people smashing naughty bits. I have
Fair
for a
enough.
long time. I saw my first Playboy when I was 5 years old. So I've been hooked ever since.
And like also too, like the way that the site is organized, of course it's been a little bit since I've been on it since they blocked it in my state. but it's actually very well organized how they have it laid out and everything. Like you can it's not your typical like bangbros.com type shit, you know.
Right. Right. So
It's very well laid out and
can you spell
organized.
that? Because I tried my spelling. It doesn't seem to be coming up with
Yes, it's
anything.
Bellesa.
Ah, that's why I did a V. Okay, Balesa.
Yeah, I had already sent that to me in a text. I
There we
can't
go.
wait to check it out.
Corn for women. All right. I'm on it.
My friend dated a girl, taping him in intimacy, and he didn't know it for years.
Oh,
That
that's
was her
fucking
was
illegal.
filming people while they did it.
Right.
And he got angry. He was like, I don't care what you do with those things, but if it leaks out, I'll sue you.
Yeah.
He had every right.
He was a
He
lot more
goes,
civilized
you
than I
invaded
would have
our
been.
privacy.
Jesus.
I have been the subject of revenge porn that's been posted before.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was a
That
whole thing. I didn't
stinks.
know about it until somebody at the time, this was in my like very early 20s. I was still in nursing school, and I had like a little shitty part-time job at like a Dollar General. And one of my customers was like, I know you.
Oh,
I'm like,
shit.
oh, and I'm like,
Mm.
oh, how? Like, I don't think we went to school together. And yeah, so somebody had posted certain images of me and then went to my Facebook to grab a picture of my face to include with the post so people knew
Wow.
it was me.
That's
And
God
cruel.
damn.
in 1 week, I had at least like 4 different people come through my line at Dollar General and be like, so I've seen your tits. And I'm like, you're welcome, I guess. They're
That's
great. You're
cruel.
welcome.
That is
That's
an
so
interesting
cruel.
icebreaker.
Yeah. Yeah. It actually ended up being a big thing. Somebody had created basically a site just for this
Yeah.
type of purpose in our local area, and it ended up turning into like a huge lawsuit, and like over 20 different girls ended up being in this lawsuit. I chose not to. I was offered the opportunity, but I was like, it's my boobs. Like, I don't give a shit.
Right.
So yeah, it was just kind of one of those, well, you're welcome, I guess, kind of things.
Right.
Wow.
But it was still shitty. Like, you know,
Of
like,
course.
why do that to someone?
Right.
No, that's an awful thing to do.
Cruel.
And the thing that is very interesting to me about breasts is that once you've seen one pair of breasts, you just want to see all of them.
All of
You
them.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Never get tired of it.
Never.
Nope.
Because there's so many different personalities, you know?
Yeah. As
To
someone
go
who
with
also
those.
enjoys women, I don't ever get tired of it. I'm still
Yeah.
just as excited.
Yeah. I mean, female architecture is so interesting to me. As a matter of fact, last night I watched a film with Emma Thompson, who I am madly in love with. I just think she's one of the greatest actresses who's ever lived. And she was full frontal in this film. And, you know, I don't think she's significantly older than me. Let me find out. Oh, wait. Don't want to lose Balesa. Let me do a new tab. Hold on.
It's understandable. It's great. You should bookmark that one.
Oh, well, yeah, that's getting done. Okay, yeah. So she's 5 years older than me, right? So you know, she made this film. I think last year. I think she made the film, and full frontal. And I'm like, well, that's a pretty decent set for a woman her age, you know?
To
Right.
be honest, though, that's how I feel about Kate Winslet, and she's several years older than me.
Yeah.
She's
Kate Winslet
phenomenal.
is yeah. She's I love her physically. Yes, I do find her very attractive, but just her vibe. Same with Emma. Like, you know, Emma, I never really had that much physical attraction to, but I just love her way. I love her whole essence.
Mm-hmm. There was she even recently, within the past year, well, probably like 2 or 3 years, Kate Winslet had a new movie come out that I watched. Absolutely phenomenal. I can't recall the name of it right now, but it's a biopic where she plays a photographer who worked for Vogue but was like one of the frontline photographers during World War II. And she has several unclothed scenes, and I was like, she's still got it,
Oh
man.
yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. God, what was the name of that movie? That's gonna bug the shit out of me. Lee. It was called Lee.
Okay. Yeah,
Phenomenal
I
movie all
heard her
around.
talking about it in an interview recently.
Really great. Also, Andy Sandberg is in it in a serious role.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Most comedians are good at drama.
Yeah.
I'm
What
not
about
exactly
the?
sure
I'm
why
sorry.
that is, but I think it's because when you're a comedian, you kind of have to act out the jokes, and
Hmm.
Right.
so they just get good at acting these things out. Yep, it is Lee, and I'm going to put that on my list right now.
Jones, what did you say?
I don't know if you remember the big shocker, like in Hollywood at that time, was Julie Andrews did her full frontal for her husband in a movie. BS.
I don't
I
remember
remember her
that.
topless in Victor Victoria, but I don't remember full frontal.
Yeah, she did full frontal in a movie with. I think the movie was BS, and she just rips open her top, and I
Oh.
was like, wow, for her age, she's in great
Well,
shape.
that's not full frontal. Full frontal means top and bottom.
Okay, well, her chest was showing.
So she was topless. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yes,
full
and I
frontal
was
would
just
be
like,
like Margot Robbie in Wolf of Wall Street.
Exactly.
okay.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
I just
Although
remember
Margot's a
the
little too
shock
thin
through
for me,
Hollywood,
but
her
she's
doing that.
obviously in great shape.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for allowing me up, Yoda. I got a couple of things to do before I go to sleep, and I'm off tomorrow. The weather was finally decent here for the first time in a long time. It was like 54 degrees. I was like, oh, this is like Florida. Oh my
Well,
gosh.
thanks for coming up. Have a great night.
Okay, you too. But all of you have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
Danny not joining us tonight?
He said he was going to be late. He has company. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So, I'm not sure if he's going to join us. I hope he does. Well, let's see. Trying to think. I think Kate Winslet is kind of close to my age, but I don't remember exactly. Whoops. What? Oh, God. Fucking. Ugh. Autocorrect. Kate Winslet. Oh, okay. No, she's 11 years younger than me, so she's from 1975. So she's 50. In October, she's turning 51. Yeah, she looks pretty good. She
Did you
definitely looks good.
ever see her in The Reader?
Oh, that was that Schmatzy film?
Yes.
I did see that. I think I saw that film. Ricky Gervais made a funny joke about that. He said to her, I think he said this to her when they were in extras, where he had that show Extras, and she was
Mm-hmm.
a guest, and he said to her, "Hey, if you want a nomination, play a schmatzy." And then at an award show when she got nominated, he was the host, and he said, "I told you."
He did call it.
Yeah. Oh, so speaking of great actors, unfortunately, yesterday we lost Robert Duvall.
I saw that. I was actually pretty sad about that one.
Yeah, me too.
I love Robert Duvall.
95 years old.
Mm.
Uh,
I took my father to see The Great Santini because he's a big Duvall fan.
yeah. The first time I saw Duvall was in The Godfather in 1972. I was 8 years old. My
I
mother took
love
me to
his
see that
westerns.
film, which was terrible parenting, but that was the beginning of my experience with him. And I mean, anything he's ever been in, he's just
Mm.
amazing every time.
I love his westerns.
Yeah. I liked the film that he financed. There's two indie films that he was in. I don't remember if the second one he financed, but he financed The Apostle, which was a
Hmm.
very good film, and then Tender Mercies.
Oh, I
A
haven't
lot of
seen that
people
one.
don't talk about Tender Mercies when they talk about him, but that was a really good film.
I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah. And he was fluent in Spanish. He was like almost professional level tango dancer. He actually made a film about tango. Uh, well, it was actually not about tango. It was his character was an assassin who, on his off time, danced the tango, and I think it was called Assassination Tango, as a matter of fact. That was a good film too. But yeah, interesting guy. Very, very deserving of the moniker legend, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, his biggest role, like line wise, is Apocalypse Now. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. It's the smell of victory.
Yeah, yeah. The Apocalypse Now is another example of why I think Francis Ford Coppola is not a good director. And I know this sounds like a hot take, but the film that he intended to make is not the film that he made. The sets got blown down twice because of monsoons. That delayed filming. Martin Sheen had a heart attack, which he was out for 5 weeks during that, and Brando wouldn't cooperate and read his lines. He made up most of that dialogue, and he was being paid like $1 million a day to do this film, and was
Jesus.
acting like a gigantic asshole.
Well, Charlie Sheen has a story that his parents invited, Brando over for dinner, and he had KFC, and he ate a whole bucket. And Charlie was like crying, and the father said, "Shh." He goes, "We have another bucket."
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, he definitely blew up near the end of his life, but so anyway, back to Francis Ford Coppola. So Apocalypse Now was definitely not the film he intended. It was, and it's not even a great film. If you really watch that, it's not a great film. It's just an interesting film, but it's not the film he intended. Also, for Godfathers 1 and 2, he had Mario Puzo, who wrote the books, as the main consultant to that film. And when he didn't have Mario, which was on part 3, you see what a piece of shit he created. And my last piece of evidence is Dracula. That was, I mean, it was only watchable because of Gary Oldman, right?
Yeah, he stole that movie.
Say again?
He stole that movie.
Yeah, I
His
mean,
performance
fucking
was
Gary
so
Oldman.
dumb.
It's
You
Gary
know,
Oldman. It's impossible for him to be bad in a role.
yeah, yeah. I mean, everything he's ever done. And it turns out that in the film The Professional, when he screams everyone, that was meant to be a practical joke for the director. And the director decided to keep it in. I love that film. It's one of the few films that I own, and I own the director's cut, which is slightly different, but I can't decide whether I like the director's cut or not because I'm so used to the original cut that I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Such a
Natalie
great
Portman's
film, though.
first film.
First one, yeah. Man, we lost some great. We lost Robert Duvall, Robert Redford recently too.
Yeah.
Man,
Last year was Gene Hackman,
yeah.
same age,
Yeah.
95.
Also, still not over Dame Maggie Smith. Still not over that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we still have Mel Brooks. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a weird thing, man. Like, I just started rewatching NYPD Blue. So that came out in 1993 and went to 2005. And I had never, since it ended, I haven't watched it again. This is the first time I'm rewatching it. And I love it. It's great. It means something different to me now because I've lived half a lifetime since then. But it's a bummer to see like who passed away since then and like how old people look now as opposed to 30 years ago. And, and of course, I get this is how time works, but it's weird, for my matinee idols to just drop every year. I fucking hate it.
Well, even look at the Potter franchise. Most of the grown people, the adults, are past.
Yeah, like Dame Maggie Smith, as I mentioned, and then like Robbie Coltrane, he's gone. Michael
Richard
Gambon
Harris.
passed too, didn't he?
Who?
Both
Michael
people who played
Gambon.
Dumbledore passed. I know that.
Yeah, that's Michael Gambon played Dumbledore, and then of course Alan Rickman.
Yeah. Oh, come on. God damn it. Sorry, the TikTok is asking me to complete a puzzle, which I've now done twice. There we go. Third time was a charm. Okay. And you know what? Another piece of trivia for Robert Duvall is that he was the last surviving cast member from To Kill a Mockingbird.
Wow.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Also
1962
phenomenal.
film.
Yeah.
Well, Duvall was one of those people they said was I think it was the IAF, one of the things, the 100 greatest character actors of all time.
Well, see, of course, I guess I can see that he's known as a character actor, but I thought he did great as a leading man as well.
Yeah.
Well, also Gene Hackman was on that list, and Hackman laughed. He goes, I did a few films where I was the lead.
Yeah. No, they're just good actors. Like, to me, the whole thing of like lead and character actor or second, whatever the fuck, it doesn't matter. Like, if you have something, it doesn't matter what you do. Like, when I look at like Jason Bateman, right, whose career I've seen from start to finish, you can see, like, when you watch his work now, you can see the same talent from when he was a fucking teenager.
Yeah.
He's just a good actor, very intelligent. And I saw him in one of I think it was his first film that he was kind of starting his comeback, which was, I think it was called The Kingdom. And he was not lead in it, but he was so fucking good. And he had a moment in the film that was like just so amazing. And he didn't even speak. He was just physically showing us something, and it was fucking phenomenal. And if you have that, it doesn't matter what role you're playing.
Kind of random question. Have you seen Game of Thrones, Yoda?
Yeah. I didn't watch all of it because, like, I don't really like soap operas, and it was just soap opera with dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After a certain point. But did you get to the point where, like, Peter Dinklage has this fantastic monologue that he does surrounding his trial?
I think I know what you're talking about, but I had seen Dinklage way before Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, of
There's
course.
an indie film called Station Agent,
Mm-hmm.
and I had seen that before. I forget who else was in it. It was him and this Spanish dude. Station age. Okay, Patricia Clarkson was also in it, and I think Bobby Cannavale. Let's see. Yes, Bobby Cannavale. And that was in, what year was that? That was in 2003. So when did Game of Thrones come out?
Oh God, I have no idea. I don't remember. I know when it first came out, I was watching it like every week.
Yeah.
It was
So that was
2010.
2011. So I had seen him 8 years before Game of Thrones.
I think that's the first thing that I like really noticed him in was Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I was just blown away.
If you like his fake speech in Game of Thrones, I would really encourage you to watch the commencement speech he did from his alma mater. Fucking amazing.
I'll write that down.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a very good speaker. Very good speaker. And I don't give that compliment out lightly.
Well, the first movie I saw Gary Oldman in was Sid and Nancy.
Sid and Nancy,
But
yeah.
my favorite movie he did was State of Grace.
State of Grace. Let me tell you, I did not know that he was British. Because he caught the Upper West Side Hell's Kitchen dialect so spectacularly that I had when I first heard him speak as himself, I was like, this motherfucker's British?
There are,
because usually I can hear it.
Like that, yeah. There, I think for me, Gary Oldman and Hugh Laurie were the two that like really surprised me.
Yeah.
But the first movie that I remember seeing like and really acknowledging like, oh, this is Gary Oldman, was The Fifth Element, and then I started digging more and more into him, and I realized he was in all of these different movies that I had seen. I just never put two and two together. But I mean, like, I was a child when Fifth Element came out, right? So
I think The Fifth Element is probably my second favorite sci-fi film. There's Blade Runner, and then there's Fifth Element.
Yeah. I would put them at least 1, 2, or 3 in those categories.
Yeah. There's a line that Gary Oldman used in Fifth Element that I still use today. I know this music. Let's change the beat.
I just love Gary Oldman. He can do anything. There's never been a single thing he's been in that I haven't been blown away with his performance.
Yeah. He doesn't know how to be bad. Like, have you seen the TV show that he's doing?
I don't think so. What is it?
It's called Slow Horses. I think they're coming up on season 4. I think.
Holy shit! How have I not known about this?
You know, I discover series all the time. It's so difficult to know what's on because everything is segmented now.
Yeah.
And I don't have TV service. I just have cable service. So, I have a connection to the internet and I see everything through apps that I don't pay for. Right. So I come up on shows and I'm like, they did 6 seasons of this already? What the fuck? Where was I? But yeah, it's, if you like Gary Oldman, you will not be disappointed by Slow Horses. It's a good series just in general, but his character is just spectacular.
Yeah. All right, I just wrote that down to add it to the list because I'm just now getting over my like heated rivalry slump, so I need a new one. Also, I binged the entire second season of Landman in like a day and a half.
Landman, and that's another guy who I love, Billy Bob Thornton. Who is
from my state. He is from Arkansas.
The most interesting thing about Billy Bob, in a long list of interesting things, is that he has a crippling phobia of antique furniture.
What? I did not know that. I know he's vegan. I know he was married to Angelina Jolie.
And that was some wild shit when they were married
Oh
too.
yeah, when they used to wear necklaces with vials of each other's life force in them. I don't know
Yes.
what I can say on this app
Yes.
anymore, but you know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yep. Yep.
That was a weird time.
Yeah. Well, she's a special kind of case, you
Also, the
know.
fact that in one of their movies, he and Halle Berry have a smeck scene in
Hmm.
which apparently they were actually doing the do.
Yeah. Monster or
Yeah,
Monsters Ball, I think it's called.
yeah. I'm just like, man, what a life this guy has had.
Yeah. And I mean, you know,
Wasn't
my
Dee Dee
intro
in
to
that
him
movie?
was Sling Blade, although
Right.
Sling Blade might have come out after he was in Tombstone. But
Yeah,
I remember him from Sling Blade. I mean, what a phenomenal film! And in
yeah.
real life, he and John Ritter were very good friends.
I remember seeing him, and you know, Tombstone to this day is still one of my all-time favorite movies. And I was I've been watching it almost my entire life because my dad was so into this film. Um, but it wasn't until, and I could quote the entire movie by the time
Yeah,
I was like 12 or 13. But I had been watching Billy Bob Thornton movies for years before I put it two and two together that that was Billy Bob Thornton
yeah,
because he looked so different.
yep.
But yeah, I can't ever remember the character's name, but I remember it's like playing cards with my sister's kids, and yeah, or with my brother's kids. Yeah.
Well, you know, Sergio Leone was known for focusing on the eyes, and they asked him years ago, whose eyes were the ones that you were like, wow? And he said Charles Bronson. He
Hmm.
said he could look through you. He goes, Clint could
Yeah,
look at
Bronson was
you.
an interesting dude. He was a
Charlie would look
superstar at one
through you.
point. As a matter of fact, I just over the summer, over the last summer, I watched The Mechanic again, which is I think
Oh,
from
I love that movie.
1972. And
That was a great film.
there's a franchise in The Mechanic from 1972, which was referenced in One Battle After Another.
I remember you telling me about that. Something about the chicken.
Yeah,
Isn't that? Yeah, yeah.
yeah. In The Mechanic, they refer to this the tagline, the slogan for this chicken franchise, which they wanted to make it like Kentucky Fried Chicken, but I guess they couldn't. So it was "Chicken Lickin' Good" was the tagline, and they have the same thing in One Battle After Another. As a matter of fact, I added it to the trivia for, on IMDb because that is where
Nice.
my geek side comes full out. Yeah, I just got a few in recently. I just got one in for NYPD Blue,
Oh
which I
yeah.
think I've added two of them so far for NYPD Blue. Yeah, yeah. I don't care that it was
Never
30
seen.
fucking years ago. I'm still I'm throwing them in.
I've never seen it.
NYPD Blue is, there was the Stephen Bochco, the creator, had a bunch of TV shows on Hill Street Blues, L.A. Law, NYPD Blue, and one the infamous Cop Rocks or Cop Rock. I forget what it's called, but Cop Rock was a musical police show.
Didn't that? I think I remember hearing about that. It only did like one season, didn't it?
I'd be amazed if it made it the whole season. It was so unwatchable. It was completely unwatchable because it's exactly what it sounded like, and these cops would enter a room and start singing and dancing.
Listen, I
That don't
love a
make any
good
sense.
musical. I love a good musical, but only if it's done well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this wasn't. This definitely wasn't. But he has so many good shows. Like I saw all of them. I saw Hill Street Blues. I saw L.A. Law, and NYPD Blue was my favorite out of the three.
Well, I'm
Uh,
gonna start this Slow Horses after. Right now, I'm watching because there's only I think like 6 or 7 episodes
yeah.
of this show that I'm watching right now. It's a new show called His and Hers with John Bernthal.
Oh, okay.
Um, it's a brand new show, and I'm a
The
huge John
Punisher.
Bernthal. Oh my God, listen. If there's one subject that I could probably go on and on and on for like a good 30 minutes straight, other than Harry Potter, it's The Punisher and John
Mm,
Bernthal. I
yeah.
love John Bernthal.
He just did a film. Who the fuck was his co-star? Shit. Oh, fuck, man. I'm forgetting now. Hold on. I just watched the film of his, I think last summer. John Barenthal. There he is. Okay. I think it was him and Ben Affleck.
Oh yeah, it's he's in The Accountant too.
Right. That's what it
Right,
was. The
yes.
Accountant too.
Yeah. Yep. I loved that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really liked how they played more on their dynamic in the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you liked Tombstone, which if I ever meet someone that says they didn't like Tombstone, I'd have a hard time talking to them. It's like, really?
Agreed. Agreed.
But
Yeah.
I think the same year or the year after was a film called Wyatt Earp with
I've
Kevin
also seen it.
Costner.
Yeah, I've
Yep.
seen both.
Yeah.
I've seen both.
And I think it was Hollywood gridlock. Tombstone gets all the attention, but Wyatt Earp was very good.
Very good movie. Yeah.
Well,
And Kevin
talking about another
Costner,
Kevin
honestly,
Costner.
once he did Dancing with Wolves, he never had to do anything else.
Yeah. Oh man, but The Bodyguard was so good.
Yeah.
I loved them in Silverado.
I mean, granted, like I haven't watched it in over 10 years, but I remember back then just thinking like this is phenomenal. But that
Yeah,
could have
it
just
was it
been
was too soap opera-ish for me, but
That's
it
fair.
was definitely a decent film for sure. But yeah, I mean, Dances with Wolves. I remember I was fucking off during the afternoon. I didn't feel like working, um, and I saw that it was playing. I went in, didn't realize how long it was, and I was bummed out before the film started rolling because a bunch of teenagers came into the theater, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna suck. They're gonna fucking be flapping their gums the whole time."
Mhm.
And for the entire time, nobody made a sound. It was just quiet. Like the film was so good that at any age, you were just completely captivated by it.
Fun piece of trivia about that movie. So the scene where he goes buffalo hunting
Hmm.
with them, he actually got thrown from his horse at one point, broke his back, got back up, and continued shooting. And then went to the
Yikes.
hospital later that evening and found out that he had like fractured or broken his back. But yeah, for much of the movie, yeah, he had broken his back and continued acting. Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the opposite of me. That's the opposite of me. If I had gotten a paper cut, I would have been like, no, we got to wrap it up for the day. I'm fucking done.
Because we were talking about Robert Duvall earlier too. Did you see the movie that Robert Duvall and Kevin Costner did together called Open Range?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yep, I liked that movie. Not the
Yeah.
best one either one of
Yeah,
them
but it
has
was
done,
good.
but it was still
It was
good.
good. Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing with these guys that are so good at their craft. You never watch one of their films and go, "Oh, that film sucked."
Right.
It's either great or it's good.
I liked Sean Connery and him in The Untouchables.
I mean, Sean
Some of the
Connery in
lines between
anything.
them were amazing.
Yeah.
Well, how could you go wrong with Sean Connery?
What
I mean, he was a
that
dick
one?
in real life, but
Yeah.
as a film
He was
star, I mean,
charming
you
as
just
an actor.
Yeah, you
Even
can't touch the guy.
his like not as mainstream like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, for as weird and off the wall as that movie was, still phenomenal. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Well, he didn't know how to be bad. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like even like the fact that no matter what nationality he played, he still sounded like a Welsh guy. I just love
Yeah.
that. I just love that he was like, I'm not going to learn dialects. Just whatever, make them whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
Kind of like Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Well,
He can't
come
break that New
on,
York accent.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken. Come on.
It's Christopher Walken.
Yeah, fucking have him read the phone book. It would be the most interesting thing you've ever heard. You know,
I also
Walken.
feel that way about Sam Elliott, though.
Oh yeah. Well, that
Like, you,
mellifluous voice. I mean,
oh,
you
love
can't
it.
anything. I mean, and Landman. Well,
Yeah.
what season are you in Landman?
Oh, I finished it.
Oh, okay. So that was a great surprise in I think at the end of season 1 or the beginning of season 2 to have Sam Elliott be his dad.
Yeah, beginning of season 2, and it
Mm.
was great because there's all the time, like, I'll start to get interested in a show, and then all of a sudden it's like all over my TikTok, and I have to furiously scroll past because I
Right.
refuse to be spoiled on any of it. Like, my
Yeah.
dad is really bad about, like, oh yeah, I saw this part on TikTok. I'm like, no, I can't do it. No, I don't want any part of it spoiled, not a single
Right.
scene.
And that's why I
So
asked what season you were up to so that I
yeah.
wouldn't spoil it. But yeah. Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't want to spoil anything. And it's hard for me because I love to have IMDb open while I'm watching shit.
Hmm.
So sometimes I just have to be like, no, don't fuck anything up. Yeah.
Are there any new things coming out that you're excited for that haven't come out yet, or have come out but you haven't seen yet?
Let's see. One of my apps, they recently fucking trashed it. They shut it down unexpectedly, but I have a bunch of films. Let's see. What do I want to see? I want to watch The Deer Hunter because I haven't seen that in like 40 some odd years. Let's see. What else is I just saw No Hard Feelings, which was a Jennifer Lawrence
Mhm.
film,
How
which
was that?
is it was okay. I'm fascinated by her too because I just think she's so cool. I
Hmm.
watched I love Amy Poehler, and
Yes.
that is to say I'm in love with with Amy Poehler, and so I
Fair.
watch her podcast, and she was on it recently, and I was like, this chick is so cool,
Hmm.
just like a real human being. Hollywood hasn't abraded her soul, and she's been in the game a long time at this point.
Hmm.
And she has all of the ingredients that would turn her into a diva, and somehow she's resisted all that. You know,
I always appreciate those people.
I want to see Die My Love, which is a film of Jennifer Lawrence's that came out last year.
Hmm.
Um, I want to see Hamnet, which is a variation of
Yeah.
Hamlet.
Yeah.
I want to see Blue Moon from last year, Nouvelle Vague from last year. What else? Urchin from last year. The Secret Agent came out last year. I want to see that. Marty Supreme from last year. I want to see that. The Mastermind from last year.
Hmm.
What else do I want to see? I want to watch Crazy Heart again. Savage Oil I haven't seen yet. That's from last year. The Milagro the Milagro Beanfield War from 1988. I want to see that again. Let's see. I want to watch Crime
Is
101, which
Crazy
is
Heart
this
the
year.
Nicolas Cage film?
Which one?
The one where he falls in love with the Laura Dern and he's like Elvis.
Hmm.
Like
Oh, that
he's
was from
put
a
in
while ago,
jail.
right?
It's basically, yeah,
I saw that one, I think in the 90s when it came out.
yeah, because William Dafoe plays one of the creepiest characters in history in that film.
Love William
Well,
Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe is a creepy guy.
Yeah.
Laura Dern. Come on, maybe spell Laura
Nicholas
right. Laura
Cage.
Dern.
I think it's
Uh,
Wild at Heart or something like that.
yeah, I remember that one. Fuck me. Learn how to spell. Jesus Christ. Nicholas.
I really want to see the new Nuremberg. I watched the original.
Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I want to see it so bad. I've heard that Russell Crowe is just phenomenal in my opinion. But
Yep.
I've heard that he's really great in it.
He is. He is. Yeah, Wild at Heart was 1990, and I do remember that.
All right. Yeah,
She
that
said,
was just a
society is pretty on top, but wild at heart.
I do know that they're coming out with a new Punisher special feature.
Nice.
And that's supposed to come out sometime either this spring or summer. They haven't released the release date for it yet. But anytime John Bernthal is appearing as the Punisher, I'm there. I'm there for it.
Oh, Danny has joined us.
Was he the one who did the Netflix? He did the Netflix
Yes.
series, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, he's very good.
Yeah. And yeah, I think Bernthal has a podcast, and he
Yes,
has
it's called,
the series of interviews with Shia LaBeouf
Yes.
or LaBeouf. I don't know how to say his fucking name.
Yes, I've watched several of episodes of his podcast. The one that he does with Pete Davidson is phenomenal.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, highly
Pete
recommend
is just
watching
slinging dick like it's fucking nothing, man. Like, what is up with that dude?
But it's what is it called? I can't remember the name of the podcast right off the top of my head, but I have it saved. I've watched so many of them. But really, really great podcast. He also does one with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Really?
Yes, and talking about like being sober and stuff like that. That's really, really great. That was a really good episode that he did. But he's also just like a really interesting person to me.
Yeah.
Like he attended the Russian School of Theater, and he was also a Harvard graduate.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Danny, what's cooking?
Well, I'm sorry I'm late. My granddaughter came by from Seattle, and we got chit chatting, and you know how that goes. But hey, I walked into hearing swinging dicks, so I'm not sure what the conversation is about.
Well, I actually said slinging, because
Oh,
Jessica
excuse
had
me,
brought up
slinging.
Pete Davidson, who, Pete Davidson describes himself as someone that doesn't have enough blood in his body, right? That's what he looks like. I
Right.
mean, he's kind of a hybrid. He looks like all of the worst features of a black and white person mashed together. But
Wow.
he
Okay.
gets some of the hottest women in Hollywood.
Wow. So he's got the banging record in Hollywood.
I don't know if he has a
Not
banging record, but he was banging Kim Kardashian. He was banging Kate Beckinsale,
Ariana
Wow.
Grande.
Ariana Grande. Yes, thank you.
Wow.
Although,
But he really hasn't like been with that many. It's just the ones he has been with are very high profile.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Well, he's getting all
Okay.
those tattoos removed because every time he falls in love with a girl, it gets a tattoo added.
No, he's now been I watched a recent interview with him. He's now happily settled down. He just had a baby and he's been removing all of his tattoos. He's got almost all of them removed now.
Really? Wow.
Mhm.
That's
Now,
got to
what
be
would that
so
look like?
uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's what he said.
What would that look like though if he had that many tattoos? What does that do to the skin removing one?
Can't be
Um,
good, but it can't be that bad either, I guess.
at,
Well, it's
at
got to
first
be
it can.
scarred, isn't it?
It depends on the type of tattoo and the how big it is and like how well done the tattoo was. Some of them don't ever fully fade, but they're extremely faded. Some and you, I mean, you have to do like multiple different rounds, and it takes a long time before you complete the process. And even then, some of them don't ever fully fade away. Um, but from pictures I've seen posted of him like on the internet and shit, it looks like a fair majority of his are like mostly faded already, and he still has several sessions to go.
Okay.
Yeah, Elsie Hewitt seems to be his latest lady. And she is
I
Don't
think
definitely
he's
know
going to
cute.
be a
her.
great dad. He seems like he's going to be a fun dad.
Oh, I don't know about that. He's pretty fucked up.
Apparently, he's been really hitting like therapy super hard, and he's sober now and on his meds and like really doing well though. From
Yeah, that's a ticking time
what I've
bomb in
seen.
my in my book.
Fair,
I mean, look,
fair.
I hope it all goes wonderful for him. I think he's fucking hilarious. Like even when he was a teenager as a stand-up comic, he
Mhm.
was excellent. So, and I'm rooting for him. I like the fact that he's an odd-looking fella that has been
Mhm.
very successful in an industry that really values superficial looks, and that he's gotten to bang a lot of hot chicks.
Mhm. Yeah, if you get the opportunity, watch the podcast that he did with John Bernthal.
Yeah,
He even talks about this show that he did where he worked fuck what super big time actor in the like 90s and 2000s. He was in like all of the famous gangster movies. The short one,
Joe Pesci.
God, Joe Pesci, that's it. Um, talked about like getting to work with Joe Pesci and how like Joe Pesci was basically not working for anybody, and it was just a crapshoot on, like, oh, he's never gonna say yes, and he just got in contact with him one day and was like, hey, I know you don't actually know me, but here's my idea for this show. Would you think about it? And Joe Pesci came out of retirement to work on it with him.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, Pesci came out of retirement for the Irishman too, right?
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, I think so.
Which was
I think
another
So a
film.
good. Go ahead.
I think it's time for Marty to retire. I
Yeah.
don't know why he thinks every film has to be 3.5 hours long. Like, just calm down, Marty. Like I don't mind a 3.5 hour film if it's 3.5 hours worth of entertainment. I mind a 3.5 hour film when it's 2 hours worth of entertainment.
Yeah. I did like The Irishman, though. I do think it got a little slow in some parts, though.
Yeah, I mean, the story of Hoffa, very interesting. The whole, and of course,
Mhm.
I think America in general has always been drawn to gangster films, but
Mhm.
especially when the gangsters are real life people, you know. And
Mhm.
I just hate the Hollywood treatment because most of the stories of gangsters are interesting on their own. Like you don't have to embellish anything.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the things that I was disappointed with in 300, which is a film that I really liked. But it's
Yeah.
like the real Spartans were more interesting than this.
Yeah. I was I like 300, but I was also massively disappointed by how weird and off the wall they made it
Right.
when it could have been just as interesting if you would have actually just stuck with what really
Yeah.
happened.
Stick to the facts. The
Yeah.
facts are fascinating. You didn't have to make the guy who betrayed them hunchback. You didn't have to make the Persian prince 9 feet tall. Like none of this was
Yeah.
necessary, you know. But that's
Well, another
also
take
Frank
on
Miller, though.
300.
Frank Miller
Yeah.
he thinks like a comic book writer, and in the comic books you exaggerate everything.
Yeah.
So that's just his thing.
Well, the other alt to 300 was the Warriors. Most people don't get it.
Yeah, it's right there.
That
The Warriors from the
author said
70s?
it's based. Yeah, it's based on 300 or the Odyssey. I forgot which one. The whole point of getting back home.
Well, the Warriors was also true. That shit happened in the city.
Well, anyway, hi Jonesy and hi Jessica. How you guys doing?
How you doing, Danny? I enjoyed your show again.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
How
We're
was
gonna
it?
do the similar show on Wednesday, except I am gonna take requests on Wednesday.
I already put in my request. I don't know if you saw that in the comments.
No, but if you send me a text, I'll take care of it.
No, I'll tell you right now. I am requesting Super Freak from Rick James because that was my wedding song.
Okay. Gotcha. Super freak.
Well, if I could put in my request.
No, none of that is true. I'm not actually requesting that.
Okay. Okay, I got that. Okay.
Imagine if Super Freak was my wedding song. That would be fucking hilarious.
That'd be wild. That would be wild.
So we have to go from the 50s to the 70s. And the genres that you mostly like are like classic country. I know you like doo-wop. You like pop. Any other genres in there?
Rock and the old rock and roll.
Yeah.
So anyway, but again, if you have something that you really want to hear, then if I can find it, I'll play it. It
Well,
doesn't
there's no such
necessarily
thing
have
as
to be
if you can find it. Like you can find anything, but yeah, my
I know.
my music tastes are not suited for your show.
I could go for some Jerry Lee Lewis.
I got that already. Matter of fact, Jerry Lee Lewis is I've already got him programmed for Wednesday.
Oh,
But what I
perfect.
thought I'd do, since I already got 60 songs picked out, if someone has a special request, I'll go ahead and look it up, and stuff. That's why my show, I still had 5 songs left to do today because I had some requests from Sherry and from Tara and a couple of people in the chat. So I went ahead, so I never got to finish my list that I had already. So
Jessica, which Jerry Lee Lewis song do you like the most?
Honestly, probably like his most well-known one, "Great Balls of Fire," just because of how bombastic it is.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
remember, like, being a kid and
and
just really like
yep,
going hard to that song. I mean, he was a terrible human being,
he was.
horrendous
He was a
human
piece of
being.
shit.
But
He
like,
was.
god damn, that song is good.
He
Yeah.
was a
Do you ever
piece of
see? Do you ever
shit.
see video of him playing that song?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like
Yeah.
a man possessed.
he was a
Yes.
wild man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw him at
but
the Garden when I was a kid. He was just like an animal on that piano.
Yeah.
yeah.
You really can't imagine him doing anything else. Like, imagine if he worked in a cafeteria. It would be a mess.
Well, for one, I don't think he should be allowed near a cafeteria or children in general. so let's
Definitely
nix
not a
that idea
school
off the bat.
cafeteria. That's right out. We just don't even include that.
Just nix
That's
that
funny.
idea.
Well, the
That
Bible,
is
Wasn't his
the Bible
cousin,
lied to us, about Mary, because there's a scripture that's left out of the Bible that describes Mary as a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the older versions, but yeah, she was 12.
Yeah. And the reason for that,
wasn't Jerry Lee Lewis related to a certain minister?
Jimmy
Reverend?
Swaggart.
yeah. They were cousins.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he called them out many times. He was like, he's a phony. And that was Jerry Lee calling him out. It was, he's phony.
And the reason why they made her they made her 12, because of course the whole story is fiction, but they chose to make her 12 because at 13 is when women usually started getting their monthly cycle, and they were considered unclean. So they needed God's baby to slide out of a clean chute.
Right. The whole thing disgusts me, and why people lift it up, I'll never know.
The thing that fascinates me about religion is that most people easily grow out of other mythologies, right? You give
Yeah.
up Santa Claus. I mean, it's a thing where you're like, oh, really? It's not real, but you move on, right? Oh, the Easter Bunny's not real. The Tooth Fairy's not real. We let go of all of that, the Magic Beanstalk. Like we let go of all of those, but for some reason, people hold on to the religious mythology.
Well,
That's the
and
thing I can
also
never
just
figure out.
specifically Christianity too, because like I've had people be like, "How can you not believe in Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior?" I'm like, "Okay, so how do you not believe in Zeus or
Right.
Poseidon?" And they're like, "Well,
You don't
that's
believe in
ridiculous." I'm like,
Zarathustra?
"But yours is equally as
Yeah.
ridiculous to
Yeah.
me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really love it when religious people make fun of other religions.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Like I
like
feel like my personal beliefs are a little bit more like palatable than Christianity in my opinion.
I mean, all I know is that whatever goofy thing I believe in, it doesn't involve sacrificing anyone or chopping the tip of a dick off.
Right.
You know, and that's if you're a Christian and you have the fucking nerve to make fun of somebody else's religion, I'm like, well, if God is perfect and God made us, why would God then ask us to chop off the tip of our dick?
Yeah, that's why I'm still a Republican down there. I got a trunk. I sit on my Democrat and I shake my Republican.
Yeah.
I've never heard it described that way. That's hilarious. Oh man. But like, it's like, oh, I literally heard this once in conversation. Some dude was like, oh, fucking Scientology. Yeah, Xenon came from another planet and started life on Earth. And I'm like, and you worship a zombie Jew. And when you walk into
He's
your church, there's a
vampiric.
dude nailed up to a cross bleeding. You don't think that's weird?
That's one that reminds me too of there's a Marilyn Manson interview that was done years and years and years ago.
Love
But he
Marilyn
was on
Manson.
some me too. There he was on some sort of talk show that doesn't even exist anymore. But they were questioning him about, his rhetoric that he employed on stage, right? And how it could potentially promote, you know, heathen type behavior and violent behavior, right? And he was like, well, on the same hand, though, some people might walk into a church and think that that's violent imagery. You've got a naked guy nailed to a cross, and that's the symbol of your religion is an unalived guy who was schmorchered and unalived in a violent way.
Mm-hmm.
And this is your imagery. He was like, some people might look at that and think that that's violent imagery. He was like, it's all about the context that you put with it.
One of the
Well,
best.
my grandfather,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, my grandfather was talking, and they brought up the whole thing, Jews being the chosen. And he looks at him and goes, well, not really. They weren't the first chosen. He says, if I remember correct, it was the Hittites, the Egyptians, the Sumerians, and a few others, and then the Jews were chosen. Because we weren't the first choice.
One of my favorite comics ever was Bill Hicks, who unfortunately passed very young at 33. But he tells a
Great
joke
comedian.
about if Jesus came back, do you think he'd want to see crucifixes? It's like if JFK came back and everybody was wearing an AK-47 around their neck. It's like, you know. By the way, if you're not familiar with Bill Hicks's work, he was phenomenal. He was a phenomenal comic.
Talk about reliving your trauma.
Yeah. But just the idea like, oh, your religion is silly. It's like, no, all of them are silly. All of them are silly. Jed says Bill Hicks is the best along with George Carlin and Bruce.
Maybe Bruce, he's talking about.
Yeah,
Lenny Bruce.
yeah,
talked
Lenny
about a lot
Bruce.
about religion.
I listened to some of Lenny Bruce's routines. They were okay. I wasn't a fan of Lenny's. I think he was courageous for what he did. As a matter of fact, Carlin and Bruce were arrested on the same night. I think they were handcuffed in the same car together, if I remember the story.
I am not well versed in older comedians, I will admit. But I have been getting more into comedy over the last few years. And of course, like you and I have talked about, like Josh, and he's phenomenal. And then like Daniel Sloss. Love Daniel Sloss.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I actually watched
if you want-
Jigsaw again after we spoke about him last time.
Yeah.
So good. So fucking good.
If you want a really good comedian who started a lot of the stuff, Red Fox. He did a lot.
Red was funny. Dolomite was funny.
All of them.
A lot of those guys from that time period, because they a lot of these guys had one act because they never appeared on television. They just went around the country doing one act, and they didn't have to change material. But like Josh Johnson writes a new comedy special every week, which is unheard of. Like George Carlin and Louis C.K. were considered to be workhorses because they put out a new special every year. Most comics don't put out a special except every 2 years. So imagine if like the workhorse is the guy that does a comedy special, which is like roughly an hour to an hour and a half of material once a year, and then Josh Johnson does that every week. Now, he doesn't call it a comedy special, but he releases 30 to 60 minutes of stand-up every fucking week. And it's topical, which means he's usually got about a week to write it. This is phenomenal. He's a phenomenal talent.
Oh god, I especially love anytime he starts talking about like 50 Cent and like how petty 50 Cent is and his history with pettiness. If you haven't watched his takes on 50 Cent, give that a go.
I've definitely seen a couple of them. He's a funny dude. I mean,
he really is.
His style is very interesting. How he takes his time. I mean, some of it is an affectation, but I do like his style. I like how he will slowly build to something that you never see coming, and then his callbacks are just amazing.
I love his
I saw him
callbacks.
get a fucking ovation for a callback.
I also love like his tone too, and how he structures it is almost conversational.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciate that. There's another comedian. I mean, his stand-up in general is very good, but like, my favorite is watching him interact with like hecklers specifically, and that's Steve Hofstetter.
Oh yeah, Steve is good.
I love watching Steve Hofstetter deal with hecklers.
Yeah, especially MAGA hats. He ruins them.
Yes.
Yeah, and Hofstadter's one of those guys, like not a household name, but a guy that's been building a career slowly but surely for a very long time, and just does his thing. Let's see, who else do I like as a comedian? I like Trevor Noah. Um,
Me too. I like Trevor.
yeah, and I like a lot of the New York City guys, like Big J Okerson. Big J is one of those guys who's like he just sits on a stool and he does a lot of crowd work, but
I think I know who you're
his
talking
written
about.
material is very, very good. You know, but there's so few comics that I am moved by like that I'll remember what like a lot of comedy is like what I call sugar shot comedy. It's like funny in the moment, but then you forget about it, you
Yeah.
know. Um and then there's, the people that are, comedians that they're like George Carlin, like I still remember shit that he talked about 40 years ago, you know.
Mhm. I think, like, for me, my first, like, kind of dipping the toe in to the world of stand-up comedy was at the time he was really big, was Cat Williams, of course.
Yeah.
Um, and so like that was my first, and so like I'm able to like have all of these quotable moments thinking about like his stuff, but then now I try to go and watch like some of his recent stuff and I don't enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, I watched Cat Williams' early work and I remember I watched 3 specials and I realized, yeah, these are all the same. Same with
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, and I don't
Yeah.
begrudge any of them their success. But I will say this about Cat Williams. I think he's far more interesting when he's being himself.
Yeah,
Like
I
when he's in
agree.
interviews and shit, I think he's amazing.
Absolutely. I love him in movies. I think one of the reasons why really just dug his comedy so much was for one, again, it was like my first real foray into the world of stand up. But also, I was, good God, I was such a pothead back then, too. So, like, I was always elevated while watching his specials. And at the time, that's what a lot of his specials revolved around. So I was just like, this is great.
Yeah. There's a line of his that I still use when he was talking about stretch marks. He
Yes.
said, real motherfuckers don't care about stretch marks. Stretch marks mean one of two things. She was little and got big, or she was big and got little.
Big and got little. Yep. There's one that I use when he's talking about like sometimes you just need mouth love, I guess we'll say. And
There
he's like, Schmex is a full meal, but sometimes you just need a hot pocket.
you
And I
go.
thought that was, yeah.
Yeah.
That was some funny shit right there, Jessica, what you said. Hot pocket.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes you
about
just,
spit my
I
food
can't
out.
take credit for it. It's Cat Williams. But yeah, he's like, sometimes you just need a hot pocket.
It's true, man. The thing for me is like the female organ is
Hmm.
unique. Nothing else feels like it. Like I assume a dude's mouth probably feels the same as a woman's mouth,
Yeah.
right? And a dude's butt probably feels the same as a woman's butt. But that female organ, there's just nothing like it. When you get to the point where you're dating women that can't have babies anymore, and you can
Mm.
freely just bust loads, it's the greatest goddamn thing in the world.
As someone who does not have a male organ, I'll take your word for it on that front.
Nothing feels
But
like it.
as someone who also enjoys the company of women, like I will agree with you. There's nothing like it. My preference is women,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why I feel very strongly that I'm probably a lesbian.
That's why I've been saying for years, in every man, there's a lesbian trying to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend who said, "Why do you worship that so much?" I said, "Because that's where life comes from."
That's too
Yeah.
romantic. I don't believe
No,
that
no, I'm
shit.
not even being romantic. I just said that's where life comes from. She goes, "Really?" I go, "Yeah."
Wait,
Personally, I'm just
she didn't know that? She said, "Really?"
Yeah, no, meaning that why would you worship it? And I'm like,
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
that's
you
your
that
reason
got
and that's
some.
great. I don't care about that. I just care about the fact that it feels phenomenal.
I mean, Phil's great too. I'm just saying. She was
Well,
just like, worship?
not
I
you know
taught my
you.
son when he was very young. Probably he was like 9 or 10 when I taught him this. When people asked him where he was from, he would say, "My father's testicles." And that's not a joke. I really did. Because it's
Well,
like
you know.
women talk about, oh, we're special because we make babies. It's like, yeah, but you need us to make the babies. So yes, thank you for being the temporary housing, but without us, you got nothing.
If you look at it logically, yeah, we were in there 9 months for the most part, unless you're premier or whatever. But the problem is that we're all trying to get back in there the rest of
Yeah,
our freaking life.
yeah. Once you come out, you spend the rest of your life trying to get back in.
That's
no
it.
place like home.
That's why I said everybody wants to go home.
Yeah, no place like home.
But here's something really trippy about women. Since you are born with all the eggs that you're ever going to have,
Hmm.
that means that when your mother was in her mother's womb, you were in
Yes.
your mother.
Yes.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't say that for boys. Boys don't have that going on because, we manufacture daily. But yeah,
Yeah, we
I
have a lot of
remember
hit and misses
the
too.
first time I had heard that idea was like, at this point, I guess about 3 years ago. There used to be this app uh, that was kind of similar in the fact that it had live shows and shit.
Mm.
Um, but it was all audio. There was no visual part of it. And a woman had explained that. This black woman had explained that. She's like, yeah, when, I was in my mother when she was in her mother. And I was like, holy shit, I never thought of that.
Mhm.
That's freaky shit.
That's wild.
But yeah, it's a pretty specialized organ. I like the fact that it's almost there's not a huge variety, but all the varieties are interesting. All of the variations of the female reproductive organ are very interesting. There's flat ones. There's ones that look like explosions at a roast beef factory,
And all of
and
them are just as good.
and yeah, all of them in between. They're good for different reasons. I tend to I tend to gravitate toward the ones that have a lot of character. You know,
I like the fact that for the most part, no two look the same.
yeah, yeah. There's
Um,
there's there's general categories, and then within each category, there's nice variations.
yes. I'm a big fan all around personally.
Yeah. Like I love the fact that women's hips are constructed differently than men's hips, and when women lie on their side, that slope,
The dip.
yeah, that
Yeah.
dip is just fucking spectacular.
My favorite part of a woman's body is that dip.
Nice. I think I'm not sure what my favorite is, but I do love what I refer to as the landing strip, which is the part above the vag and below the navel.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
spilled a lot of seed on that part of the body.
Fair. Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I also had a girlfriend who did a lot of aftershocks, right? After the big O, there would be for like 5 or so
The little
minutes there would be
tremors.
aftershocks. So I would lay my head on the landing strip, right? and just experience the aftershocks. I fucking love that shit. She was the one I referenced earlier that I said banged like an adult film star.
Different. Yeah, nice.
And she was a big woman, man. She's bigger than me. But she banged like a fucking porn star. Oops. Fucked up. See, I got all caught up in the reverie of it.
You were reminiscing.
I really was.
Oh, well, we know what he'll be dreaming about tonight.
I think about her all the time. She's a permanent fixture of my spank bank.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I've been very lucky. You weren't here earlier, Danny, when I was talking about this, but I mean, you know this because I've talked to you about it, but I've been very fortunate when it comes to relations with women, just, because the average man has 7 partners in a lifetime, and I'm way more than that. But that's not the important part, because my son is way more than me. My best friend's way more than me. But I always used to say I haven't been with a lot of women, but I've had them thoroughly, right? And some of them, because I tended to, I would say the majority of women that I dated were women that would be considered either promiscuous or slutty, but I don't believe in those concepts. I think it's just some women enjoy the physical sensation more than others. And I've just been lucky that I found the women that really were into it. And so, I have a lot of fond memories.
That's fair.
Well, I'm above average. I am above average. I've been more than 7.
I do remember one of the first big fights that my ex-husband and I ever got into was when we were still dating at the time. And this should have been a red flag, but I was a fucking
He
idiot.
found out your body count?
He found out my body count, specifically that I had slept with more women than he had. And that was a huge hit to his ego. And to this day, I have still slept with more women than he has, and he's a whore. So.
Yeah. But the thing is that I think if you're a smart person, like I've never been with a virgin and have never had any interest in that.
I had one time, and it was not for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not into I'm not teaching you anything, and that's not what I'm here to do. But early on, couldn't connect. What the fuck? What's going on here? Okay, sorry. Got another stupid warning. So early on, when I was still early in my adventures with women, I dated a woman that had over 100 partners and way, way more women than I was with, and she was phenomenal. I didn't take that as a bad thing. I wasn't intimidated at all. I was just like, she's incredible physically, so why would I be bothered by how she got this way? Right. I'm benefiting from all the shit that she did,
Right. Well, during my college years, I was I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I was not hard to look at. And I'm also I'm an extremely charming person when I want to be, and I will utilize that to my advantage, and I like a challenge. And so it just worked out for me.
Well, a lot of the girls I was with, I started off at friends, and the girl who taught me a lot was just, we were bored, and we would hang out, and she just went, "You want to go in the bedroom?" I was like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, no, my specialty was finding all the sorority girls who might be a little bit curious and be like, "Hey, I can sate that curiosity for you."
Yeah, I used to tell my friends that if you want to start a threesome, it's very easy, right? And sometimes orgies start this way too. But if you see 2 women apparently joking around with each other, like in a flirty way, they're not joking.
No.
So all you have to do is say the magic words, which is, why don't you two kiss?
Yeah,
And
honestly,
then
it's
just
not hard.
watch the fireworks ensue.
Yeah, as a woman who has been with my fair share of other women, it's really not hard.
No.
Especially if they're like, "Oh, I'm totally straight." They're what I like to call spaghetti lesbians, which is that they're straight
Yeah, hey,
until they get a
sweetheart,
little
there's a
bit young.
Kinsey scale, so don't try to tell me you're totally straight.
Yeah, yeah. So, it was my specialty in my
Yeah.
college years, right? It's really not hard as a woman.
Well, women also, they don't get the same stigma attached to them as men do. Because, like,
This is very true.
if you're a guy and you have an experience that follows you around for your whole life, like, there's no like guys who are like, oh, I experimented in college. And like, no, you're a blank sucker. That's what you are, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas women can say that, oh, I experimented in college. It's like, yeah, where were the lab coats and beakers, sweetheart? Stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've found that, and of course, again, I was attracted to a very specific energy in women, so
Hmm.
my observations are skewed. I know this, but in my experience, most women are bi to a certain extent or another. You know,
Hmm.
I
And
can
it's not
testify to that.
in what I have in my experience, it's not even necessarily like a conscious, like I'm attracted to women on a
right,
conscious level. It's more so that like women tend to be so much more into sensuality
right,
and what feels good. And as long as you can tap into the sensuality, even if they've never in any sort of way pictured another woman in that light, if
mm-hmm,
you can tap into that sensuality and that, hey, this feels great, even though it also feels a little wrong kind of
mm-hmm,
thing, if you can tap into that, you're golden.
yeah,
And I was really fucking good at it.
yeah. No, it's true. It's true. There's been a few films. As a matter of fact, Andy Samberg, I think, played a guy in the rainbow community, and he talked about in the film how his specialty was converting straight guys.
Yeah. I haven't seen that film. I didn't know that that was one he did.
Yeah. I'm trying to
Best
remember the
kissing
name
girl
of
I
it.
was with was a very butch girl. I was a bouncer in a gay bar,
Hmm.
and I never thought she would hit on guys. So one night we got drunk after the closing, and she goes, I've always wanted to kiss you. And I said, okay. So we started kissing. And I told her the truth. I said, you're the best kisser I've ever had.
Oh yeah. And
I was like,
it's
wow.
yeah, it's
She goes,
because of
what? I go, wow,
that
right after
tapping
the
into that
kiss.
sensuality thing. Women are just more in touch with it, and especially when they frequently explore that with other women, they tap into that sensuality thing more.
Okay, here's the film. I Love You, Man. That
Oh,
the
yeah.
2009 film. Sandberg plays. He's not a lead character. He's a secondary character. He's the brother of one of the lead characters, and that's where he plays the guy who specializes in converting straight men.
I just wrote it down. Speaking of queer films, have you seen Dallas Buyers Club?
That was
Yeah,
So good. Oh, so
yeah,
good.
yeah. And that's
I think
another
that
guy,
was
Matthew
Leto at his
McConaughey.
best.
It's funny. I saw Matthew McConaughey's first film, but I didn't. It was an ensemble cast, so I didn't remember him specifically. But I was for like 10 or 15 years, I was repeating his line from that
Hmm.
film as my favorite line of the film. Because he plays a guy who's been out of high school for a few years.
Was it be a
And
lot cooler if you
yeah, I love high school girls. They get, I get older, but they stay the same age.
did? Lord.
And I didn't know it was him until like later on. And I was like, oh shit, that was him who said that. I love that guy. But yeah, he's a brilliant actor. And again, even more interesting as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I was really was really surprised too with Jared Leto's performance in it as well. But Jared Leto is such an odd, interesting individual to me. Because like I got introduced to Jared Leto through 30 Seconds to Mars.
Which I love a bunch of their songs.
I was a huge 30 Seconds to Mars fan, and then I had seen Fight Club so many different times. And then one day, like I was just watching Fight Club, and actually like really getting into it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, holy shit, that's Jared Leto.
Yeah.
And then of course, I didn't see him in anything else for years, and then bam, he's the Joker, which we don't talk about that. But then Dallas Buyers Club happened, and I was like,
thought
oh,
he was an
yeah,
interesting Joker.
he was interesting, but I think it kind of got ruined for me a little bit after hearing all the dastardly shit he did he made everybody else on that film set fucking hate him.
I thought I had saved a couple. Maybe I didn't. That's interesting. Yeah, there are a bunch of videos that I used to watch from 30 Seconds to Mars, and I actually played one of their songs on here one night. I think it was yesterday or something like that, or I forget what it's called. But yeah, such like and people want to dismiss him as a singer, and I'm like, the guy sells out stadiums around the world.
There's also he made headlines back. I can't remember which song it was. It's the one where he does it. It's not Kings and Queens of Yesterday. It's another one where they do it on a glacier, and the whole video is shot on like a glacier that he paid an outrageous amount just to shoot this music video in this specific location, and like the whole video pretty much is them on a fucking glacier. But it made headlines and everything for the outrageous amount of money that he dropped on it, and it was kind of at the time he was known for all these like really cool music videos, which the music video for Kings and Queens of Yesterday or Kings and Queens was like really great. And then like the music video for Bury Me, I remember was really a huge hit when it came out. Yeah.
Such a great song. I am finished with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Bury Me, I think that's the one where they're samurais, right?
I think there is a part of it where they played samurais, but it's the one where they're at the hotel where The Shining was filmed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I know the one that you're talking about. I can't remember the song right now, but I remember watching.
That might be from yesterday.
I think it is. I know was it Kings and Queens of Yesterday? That's the one where they have the light up bike thing where they actually invited people from the city to just show up to this like massive bike ride. And they shot it that way. But I remember, it was in the Forbidden City, wasn't it? Where they shot one in the Forbidden City.
Oh, no, you know what I'm thinking of? The Kill. That's the one. I think that's the one that's...
The Kill which is also called Bury Me. That's,
right, that's the one
that was done in the Stanley Hotel.
Okay, so it's not This Is War.
It might be This Is War. That's where I think they shot in the Forbidden City.
No, but they're soldiers in that one. They're not samurai in that one.
Well, I loved Van Halen's Pretty Woman because they did one was a samurai, one was a cowboy. I forgot the other two.
Yeah, I thought that was corny, actually.
I just like the twist at the end. The wig comes off and it's a dude.
And they also fucked up the song. They did it spontaneously in the studio and they forgot the second verse.
Well, that's very David Lee Roth.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
gonna
know
bother
why is there a controversy where you have to choose either Sammy or David? I thought they were both good.
Yeah, I like them both. I'm more of a David guy because he's the original, but Sammy held his own.
I mean, they never got number one records until Sammy came around.
Yeah.
You know, and I saw Van Halen in the last year that Roth was with them for the 1984 tour.
I saw them then too, the Monsters of Rock.
No, this was just them, 1984.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
I
they
saw them
would.
were
with
they were
Ozzy
supporting
and a whole bunch of bands.
the album 1984. But I remember being pissed off at one song because they played Panama, and Panama is one of my favorite guitar solos from Eddie, and he decided to do the solo on the keyboard. And I was like, what the fuck, man? But
Speaking
that
of
was it. Other than
awards,
that, it was a great show.
speaking of awards, I was really kind of bummed that Sleep Token did not win either of the Grammys that they were not nominated for.
Oh,
Yeah. But two did get he did win Metal Drummer of the Year. That was pretty cool.
that makes sense. Yeah, I've put a pause on them only because I've been so bummed out by current events. I was like, I want to wait till I'm in a better headspace to listen to these guys.
That's
But I
fair.
got the first three albums under my belt though.
I'm so and like listen. I bring this up lovingly, and I don't. This is not intended to in any way nag you. Please let me just get that out in front.
I know the other
When
channel. I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to do that out the reaction to that whole album for your channel because
I
like it's
can't
just
emphasize how unambitious I am.
that's fair. It's mostly for like this one particular song, just because
Yeah.
like you're also such a movie buff.
Yeah.
And there's this one song on it's the title track of the album. It's even in Arcadia, has such a
Okay.
cinematic feel to it.
Oh, nice.
Like absolutely listen to it with headphones to get the full effect, but
Okay.
like it has such a cinematic quality to it. That's the best way I can describe it. And I want to see your reaction when you finally listen to that song.
Yeah, these days
To
headphones are the
me,
only way to go because
Yeah.
with how much they compress music in MP3s,
Mhm.
you have to listen on headphones. Otherwise, you're going to miss most of it.
Well, also too with their music, they do a lot of panning in a lot of their tracks, so
Right.
you don't really get the full effect unless you're using headphones.
well, to me, vocally, Michael Patton gets underestimated. He can sing anything. He can do Broadway. He can do opera. He can do punk. He can blow blues, soul, rap. People
I'm not familiar with
underestimate
him.
his skill.
I'm not
Faith
either,
No
but
More.
boy, have I got a
You
singer for
listen to
you if
Faith
you
No
like
More
them.
and Mr.
Oh,
Bungle.
okay. I know Faith No More.
He he just like when I heard him doing like Italian opera, I was like, oh my god, this guy can do almost everything.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Faith No More. But I mean, talk about a guy who can do everything. Adam Lampert.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
guy's voice is crazy.
yeah.
I just watched him do. I think they did this spontaneously in Italy. But during the sound check, he broke out into Nessun Dorma, and they decided to add it to the show that night. This fucking guy just sings Nessun Dorma like he's been in opera for 500 years.
Phenomenal.
Unbelievable.
I like that about Kelly Clarkson too.
Oh
She's
yeah.
incredibly versatile that way.
Yeah, I mean, if Kelly Clarkson sings your song, I actually saw her cover. Um, it was either a Beyonce song or the band that she was in. What the hell was her band?
Destiny's Child.
Thank you. Yeah, it might have been a Destiny's Child song. And it's like Kelly ruined it for Destiny's Child because, like, she did it so much better. Like, and you know, in my opinion, Beyonce is not a great singer. She is a great performer, but I couldn't take a whole album of her voice. I know that. But Kelly, I mean, just can sing anything. It doesn't matter how fucking high it is. It doesn't matter how powerful she has to belt out. She can just cover anyone's songs. Even Pink said, Pink originally didn't want to go on her show. In an interview, she said, if I sing with Kelly Clarkson, she will outsing me. That's Pink saying that.
And to me, Pink is one of the greatest female vocalists of our time, currently.
I think of any time.
That's fair too. She's so good. And someone who really it surprises me, and I don't know why, because I've seen her sing so many times. And it's not that she's incredibly, versatile, because she's really not. But I guess it just always surprises me that she's as good of a quality of singer as she is, and that's Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, Anne Hathaway's pretty good. Yeah. And Rocca says Adele. Yeah, Adele is great.
Oh, yeah, Adele. Phenomenal.
Yeah, I've loved Adele since her first album, Chasing Pavement. That song, Chasing Pavement. Oh.
I think Hometown Glory was the first song of hers that I ever heard from the same album. Phenomenal singer. I do love Adele.
You want to know who this is? A crazy fucking story. I just heard this a few days ago. Does everybody remember Duffy?
Yeah.
She basically came out around the same time as Adele.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why she disappeared from the music scene?
Why?
She was fucking kidnapped.
What? No. I did not know that.
Me neither, until I listened to this podcast, The Professor of Rock, and he loves to dig into the stories behind the scenes. Because I remember liking Duffy a lot. She performed on SNL, and I was like, oh, I like this soulfulness of her, And because she was almost like an Amy Winehouse kind of vibe. Right. And then suddenly she was just gone, and it was because she was fucking kidnapped. And the song that made her famous was, I'm begging you for mercy, please release me.
Now that's irony.
Yeah, you can't make this shit up. Yeah, but Adele is great, and Adele is another one where she has all of the ingredients in her career to be a complete diva, but she's totally cool.
Mm-hmm. Same with Hayley Williams, phenomenal singer. Oh my God, I love Hayley Williams so much.
Yes, and thank you for turning me on to her.
Yeah.
Donna Summers has one of the greatest voices I've ever heard.
Oh, what was the woman's name that shocked Simon on his talent show? I mean, there's been a lot, so that's hard to answer. Oh, but are you talking about the first one, Susan Boyle? That was like the most famous one. Susan Boyle came on and she sang. She sang like a. Was it from Cats? I think she sang Memories from Cats.
But she's got a phenomenal voice. I know that.
Yeah, and she's like an international superstar.
Yes.
From that show. There's been a few. This guy Pol Pot.
Wednesday.
This guy Pol Pot was selling cell phones. And he comes on, weird looking little dude. Yep. Janky teeth, the whole thing. And he comes out and he sings Bring Him Home from Les Mis and just lit the place on fire.
Yep.
And now he's an international superstar also.
Well, that's like...
I got 2 songs for Susan Boyle on my list on Wednesday. Yep, 2.
You were going to say,
I
Jessica?
heard a rumor.
There's this one girl, I can't remember her name. I feel like it was within the last couple of years that this happened too, and it was on one of those shows like X Factor, America's Got Talent, something like that. But she came out, Simon was of course on the panel, and she did a rendition of The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow from Annie.
Yes.
You know the
Yes.
one I'm talking about?
Yes.
And
Yes.
he was
So
like,
Simon
"Oh God, I hate
Simon
this
was like,
song."
when he said, "What are you going to sing?" and she said, "The song come out tomorrow." And then the lady next to him said, "Oh, that's the song Simon hates the most."
Yeah, and then she just absolutely killed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great. And then
Yeah.
there was also that one guy, what was his name? Like Callum,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
Dancing on
Callum
My
Scott.
Own. Yeah, that's it.
And his sister Jade sang first, and
And she did not get
she
through, yeah.
got 4 no's, right? And then he sings afterwards, and he's a huge star now.
Yep.
Enormous star. He's one of the best-selling artists in England.
Mm-hmm. But like deservedly so. God, he's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
So
he's got a
good.
great voice. Yeah, as a matter of fact, he released the cover song the year after his audition on Idol. He released a song that he auditioned with, and that went to like number 6 on the charts. So a
Yeah,
cover.
that's still my favorite. That's still my favorite version of the song
Mhm.
to this day.
Yeah.
And well, you're taking me back also to great women's voices, Pat Benatar and Ann Wilson.
Yeah.
Just amazing voices. And Linda Ronstadt.
Well,
had
Linda
such
Ronstadt she was a fucking alien. I mean, there's nothing that woman couldn't sing. She did a whole album in Spanish.
Yeah. I think she did a thing with Dolly Parton, her, and I forgot the other country singer, and they did beautiful together. It was just
Yeah.
amazing.
And
Believe it or
her
not.
backing band was the Eagles.
Yeah.
Believe
Hot
it or
take.
not, Connie Francis did several albums in 7 different languages.
Wow.
Believe it or not. She had an
Also,
incredible voice too.
Well, remember, the Beatles did English, German, and Spanish and French versions of their songs.
oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that
They would
either.
do it as bonus tracks. If you were like a member of the Beatles fan club early, they would send you to your country. They would try to do your version of one of their songs.
I like middle
I
Beatles. Their early shit is mostly boring to me. Their finishing shit was you had to be on mushrooms to appreciate it. But it was that space in between where I thought they were very interesting.
You mean the
I
Rubber Soul on to like Sgt. Pepper?
Yeah, well, I don't know exactly what the demarcation is, but whenever they, started getting into psychedelics, their music turned to
So you,
shit as far as I'm concerned.
so you didn't like "I Want to Hold Your Hand"? You didn't care for that one when they
It's all
first
right.
came out, or
It's cute.
"Help, I Need
It's
Somebody"? You
cute.
didn't
It's
care for those?
cute.
For me, like
That's not my thing.
Okay, all right.
the only song of theirs that I like truly enjoy is "While My Guitar Gently Weeps."
Yeah.
That's really like
Um,
their only song that I really enjoy.
is,
I'm not a big
is
Beatles
that
fan.
Beatles or is that George Harrison solo?
No, that's
That's
him with the Beatles.
It is, okay.
Yeah,
That was one
Oh,
of the songs
speaking
they
of While My
together.
Guitar Gently Weeps.
the Prince cover of it. Yeah,
Come
I already
the
knew
fuck
you were gonna-
He
on.
stole that awards show with that.
My favorite part about that entire thing is the backstory behind it with Rolling Stone. Because Rolling Stone had just come out with their top 100 guitar players, and Prince wasn't even on the list. And then
Which is
right
nuts.
after that, and then right after they came out with that list is when that performance happened, and they were like, "Fuck you, Rolling Stone." And I remember, I think Eric Clapton at one time was interviewed, and they were like, "How's it?" I think it was Eric Clapton. And they were like, "How does it feel to be like the greatest guitar player of all time?" He's like, "I don't know. Go ask Prince."
Yeah. Yeah, Prince was just he was the fifth element of music. You know, he just was from another fucking solar system. His first album, he played all of the instruments on it. And just like there's hundreds and hundreds of songs still in a vault unreleased because this guy was just a songwriting machine. So many songs that he gave songs away. You know, I don't need this one here. Hey, Chaka, you take this one. Hey, Sinead, you take that one. Hey, the family, you take that one. He didn't give a shit. He was just all over the place.
Well, he
Um,
I
wrote all the
thankfully I
time
got to see him
songs.
live, man. What a show.
oh man, I bet. I do. Since we were talking about like female or like great female artists, in my opinion, the greatest female artist of all time for me, Celine Dion, hands down.
Celine's voice is magical.
I love her so much.
Yeah.
I like it, but it wasn't her best. Was "You Rock Me All Night Long" or "You Shook Me All Night Long" by AC/DC.
She covered that?
Yes,
Ew.
her and another artist. I was just like,
Oh,
"That's
I
Celine."
I would
That
not want to
seems a
listen to
little out
that.
of her wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, she had
I
fun
love
with it. It
Celine
wasn't the
Dion.
best, but you could tell when an artist is having fun with the song they're doing. She was having fun.
Yeah, that actually counts for something. I've said this before. I hate it when artists phone it in. I like to see an artist who's like really jazzed about being an artist. Like the lead singer from Three Doors Down recently passed away. I think just a few days ago on February 6th or 7th. Um, and like I saw him in an interview that was very recent, like within a year, and this guy was still jazzed up about being a performer, you know. And I used to love that because I went through a stretch where I saw a few bands on Long Island, and the ones that were just like totally into the music, like Lenny Kravitz, he performs like a man possessed. And Pink opened up for him, as a matter of fact. And Lenny was just, he had been out for a long time at this point, but he was all over that stage to the point where I thought quite literally that he was going to fall off the stage because he
That's
would
how
get right
Manson
to
is.
the edge while he was thrashing around. And I'd be like, oh, Jesus, this guy's going. But he never did. But what, the energy that he put into it. Jethro Tull, at the time I saw them, I think they had been a band for like 30 years. And you would have sworn that they just broke the week before with the kind of energy that they put into their music. And that's a wonderful thing.
That's how Manson
Well,
is. Watching him perform, like I got to see. They were doing a double headliner show. It was Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie. And
Mm,
I went to that
that's a good lineup.
phenomenal show, right?
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Um, and I was like front and center during that. It was I was right up against the barricade, and it was just probably one of the best shows I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot of shows.
Mm.
Um, oh man, I loved watching them perform. In my opinion, I think that Manson had a better performance than Zombie did, and Zombie had like a fucking 20-foot robot come out on stage shooting flames out and shit.
Was that for More
But
Human Than Human?
do what?
Was that for More Human Than Human? The
Honestly,
robot?
I couldn't even tell you. I think
Right.
it was.
Right.
Manson went before Zombie, and I was somewhat sober for Manson. I was no longer sober by the time Zombie came out. So
He didn't catch you. He didn't catch that window.
yeah, so but
Yeah.
when Manson came on, I was zoned in because that's who I was mostly there to see.
Yeah.
Um, as a
Yeah, I don't
performer,
even know a lot of Zombies music, but like, Thunder Kiss, 1965, More Human Than Human. I love the quality of his voice, and I love the way he dealt with guitar sounds and stuff. So
yeah,
yeah, a lot of high energy. I like that.
yes. Yeah, he did a. There was God. There, I do remember there being so many pyrotechnics on the zombie set. Um, yeah, that was a just a phenomenal show. Gosh, that was great. And it's so
Yeah.
interesting because I used to go to all these different shows all the time. Um, and I feel like if I tried to go to a show nowadays, especially with the type of music that I like, I would not enjoy it. I would need like a 3 day sabbatical afterwards and
Yeah.
like a whole bottle of Advil.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, this is what Clint Eastwood said, and it can be applied to women as well. But he said a man's got to know his limitations, and you just have to be able to understand that there's a window for certain things in your life, and eventually that window closes, and you're just better off moving on.
Yeah.
Like I thought about that. Who was I talking to about this? Oh yeah, I think I was talking to you, Danny, when we were talking about the energy it took to raise children,
Right.
right?
Mm.
And I think about that now, as a 61-year-old man, I think about when I was in my 20s raising my son, and I can't imagine having the strength to do that now.
I
Like,
feel
I
that.
think it would be nearly impossible for me. I would just show up to a fire department saying, "You got to deal with this shit now." Like, I can't do it.
I
Which
felt the same way with Lucky. I had Lucky. You
Yeah,
know, granted, he was a cute dog. He was a cute puppy, but he had way too much energy for us.
yeah.
Way too much energy
And
for
he
us
was a
old
dick.
people. And he was a dick. I swear to God, he was a dick.
like granted, I just turned 34 yesterday, but like there was a time, like a short window after I had my son where I was like, I could do this again. I could have another baby. My son is now 7 and I'm now 34 and I'm like there's no fucking way. I'm just one and done.
Yeah,
One and done. There's no fucking way I'm doing this shit again.
yeah.
You're a one ride pony. Is what you're saying? You're a one ride
Well,
pony.
you can catch
One
as many
trick pony.
rides as you want to, but there may not be nothing resulting from it.
One trick pony. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Listen, I didn't know that I was one and done at the time, but that turned out to be the case for me. I thought I was going to have more children, but it just never worked out that way.
Well, I did too, but I ended up adopting kids,
Hmm.
which was all good. You know, I had the one, Amy, and then we adopted the rest. But yeah, it was still worthwhile. Very gratifying to take care of somebody else's kid that they just, couldn't do it. So
I don't even think that I could do that. Like, just the thought of raising another child, there's no way. And the pregnancy part doesn't even bother me. Like, I had a great pregnancy. I loved being pregnant. So like that part, I could like. I feel like I could do that part. I could be someone's surrogate, and then afterwards be like, "Here you go."
Right.
I don't want to. I don't want to
there's
go
big
through the
money to be made of that
manifestation.
if you want to do that. There's some good money in that.
There is. I've thought about it, but
There is. That's some
I would
serious
not be.
jack.
I would probably not be a good candidate, seeing as I'm 34 now, and they tend to like younger women for
In the
that, like
20s. Yeah, in the
in their
20s.
20s. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I just thought about Dave Chappelle's Rick James sketch. The milk has spoiled. You know.
I can just see a sign on Jessica. I'm a rental.
See that? That's hardcore. I love that.
I'm sorry, but I just came to my mind when we were talking about
Yeah.
this.
yeah, that's fine.
I knew a dude that had a tattoo on his calf that said "I am an exit." So yeah,
Oh God! Wow.
yeah. I mean, it was. I love being a father. My job as fathering him has been over for a long time. But it's, it's still like how I see myself as a person. Like whatever I describe myself as, I start with father and then the rest comes after that.
Same. Same
Yep.
with being a mom. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird because it is really the worst job you could volunteer for, but then it also becomes the best job at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
I was. That's like I was scrolling to which like I'm a crier. That's like I'm a boss bitch, but I'm a crier. I'm also a giant crybaby.
Yeah. Same with me.
I was like,
Even the
I was
boss bitch
scrolling
part.
TikTok. Yeah. I was scrolling it earlier today.
Oh,
And
God.
it was just like this cute video someone had put on with like their kids and stuff like that. And it was like, what's the best part about like being a parent? And it was like watching your kids grow up. What's the worst part about being a parent? Watching them grow up. And I'm like, oh God.
Yeah. I heard a woman on it might have been a podcast, I don't know, but a woman said something that like was so deep to me. She said raising a son was like breaking up with your favorite boyfriend for 18 years.
Oh wow. Huh.
Yeah, that's a long walk out because when they're gone, they're gone. Yep.
Unless you're me,
Thank-
I returned back to the nest several times.
Yeah.
You're a repeat offender.
I was. It's funny because even though I'm happy on balance with my life, I'm also a realist about my life, and I'm a serial failure. So I went out into the world when I was 20. I got married and got my own place and shit, but I would say I wound up back home probably 6 or 7 times because it just didn't fucking take. Adulting was not my strong suit.
I think I wound up back at home, which I went out, at 18, almost 19, whenever I was in college, and like I did the dorm thing, and then I had a house with friends and stuff through college. But like, um, I think I went back like three or four times. It's just not for me, man. My parents and I get along better when I'm not in the house. So,
Yeah,
but I
that I
did
can totally relate to.
I did find a interesting thing out about like being a mom, um, because I was watching this podcast and it was centering around like pregnancy loss. And it's that whenever women are pregnant, of course, our bodies are creating the cells that become the child, right? And those cells make their way into our bodies, um, all the way into our brain, and it changes our brain and it changes a fundamental piece of our DNA, from the time we're pregnant with them. So we physically, literally carry our children within us for the rest of our lives as women.
Yeah.
So even if we like lose a pregnancy, that child is still present within us for the rest of our lives. It changes us on a biological level.
Yeah. I mean, that's obviously one of the more striking differences between men and women. Like for men, a child isn't even real until we feel it kick for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and for some, not until you first hold it.
right. Yeah, I would say I rarely hear that it's until you first hold it, although I know that happens sometime. I would say for most men that I've talked to, they were like, yeah, when you, like, because it's in you, so you feel it, obviously. And so it's real to you right away. But, for us, it's like we intellectually understand that you're pregnant and we can see that you're pregnant. But when that little bugger finally kicks, we're like, oh shit, like this is real.
In all fairness, like my ex-husband is a piece of shit human being who doesn't form
Right.
emotional attachments to people anyways. But like for me, like I think he maybe felt our son kick twice, and one of those times was unintentional, and it was because like we were in bed and I rolled over and the belly was pressed up against his back, because it weirded him out.
Oh yeah, that's a broken human.
Yeah. Oh, he's a very broken human.
I mean,
But
I would
like
put my head on my wife's belly all the time just to feel him in there.
yeah, I see. I did not get that pregnancy experience with a loving, supporting, and interactive partner.
Yeah.
Um, it weirded him out, especially like once I was farther along, and like whenever they move and you can see them from like you can see the baby rolling around in
Mm-hmm.
there, and like
Mm-hmm.
you can see a whole foot poking out.
Well, I'm curious. Did you two intend to get pregnant?
Yes,
Okay.
we tried for like a year and a half.
All right. Maybe it was the Madonna whore thing that they talk about in psychology because, obviously you have this attraction to the mother of your child, but at the same time, when you become motherly, then it reminds them of his mother, and there's some weirdness that goes on there. Perhaps
I
that's part
don't
of it.
I don't think that necessarily so, because he was very into like me being pregnant. He just didn't want to interact with the pregnancy in
Right.
terms of like being a father. But he also has like this is a whole other conversation we could have for another time, more in depth, but he has an incredibly strange, like almost to the point of emotionally incestuous relationship with his mother.
Wow. That's a
Yeah,
nice
which I
teaser.
didn't yeah. Yeah, it's
So was
weird.
he like into you physically while you were pregnant?
Oh, incredibly, like could not keep him off of me.
Oh, okay. Well,
So like he
that
had the biological male thing, like this is like I have reproduced with this person is carrying my seed.
mm-hmm.
He had all of that going on.
Because
But
some
the
guys get
fact
weird with that too. So yeah,
yeah, no, like he was super into that. Like that biological thing kicked in for him, but it was there is a living thing roiling around in there and it's weird to me.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Because it's like it's kind of like a leech. Like babies are,
Right. It's a
you know,
parasite. It's
yeah,
by
babies are
definition,
basically
technically it is a
parasites.
parasite.
So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff. Like as far as design concepts go, this is some weird shit.
Yeah.
So I put this in there and out pops a human.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. Which like it was especially more so towards the late stage of my pregnancy. Like again, when you can physically see like a little foot pressing out, and like you start to really see the movement, he was like, that's fucking weird. And
Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
wouldn't
Especially after the film Alien came out.
yeah. Maybe that had something to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the whole thing is weird. Like it's never been lost on me. I mean, in the very beginning when you start physical interaction with other people, you're just happy to be doing it. But I remember shortly after that, it was never lost on me on how goofy Schmex is. It's
Yeah.
just a weird thing to do, you know? Like I generally never took my finger and put it in someone's nose, like my significant other's nose. And it's like, hey, here you go. Let me just enter a part of your body, right? But you'd be like, all right, for some reason we're designed this way. We just got to climb on each other. All right, I guess this is what we do. Jones, you came back. What's going on?
Yeah, my internet went down for a little bit.
Bummer.
You got to
So
get rid of mega Wi-Fi, man.
I'm lucky.
That
My
Trump
my
Wi-Fi.
my electricity or anything hardly ever goes out. I'm very lucky.
Oh man, cannot say the same here. Like, that's one of the downsides of living in bumfuck nowhere.
I'm
Um,
fucking staying. I know exactly where you're
Man,
at.
I'm telling you, like a stiff wind blows and we might lose power, you know? Uh, Surf Montana's like, what up? And like,
Yeah,
honestly, like, you never know with our
yeah,
conversations.
yeah. There's no
We just
telling.
kind of spitball and go everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, one of these days I need to write up a summary of one of my live shows, and it'll be incoherent.
Just
You're
write a
talking
list
about
of all
being
the weird
mental.
ass topics we cover.
Yeah, well, let's see. We got 30 Seconds to Mars. We got how strange Schmex is. We have how goofy religion is.
You might get some money giving it to a goddamn studio. They want to make a movie of it.
Who the fuck would want to watch this? It's like it's
Oh no, they watch some weird shit
yeah.
up
I mean,
nowadays.
that's what podcasts are, right? It's this is what most podcasts are. Just people talking about all sorts of shit. And yet
Well, talking
somehow
about
I could never get
podcasts,
my podcast off the ground.
I do have to drop down and go though. It was great talking to you guys. Sorry
Absolutely.
I've been like
good night.
MIA for a while.
Did you
Yeah,
say
well,
drop
I was
down and
off all
go?
last week. I took the whole week off, so today is my first day back since the previous Saturday. So I'm
Out.
glad that you all showed up and have a great night. Come by any time, of course, Jessica.
Well, of course. Good night, guys.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.
So let's close it up. Damn, 2 hours and 44 minutes. Look at this shit. Jones, any final thoughts?
Um, just that life is kind of weird. The threads, like things that, like you don't associate, and when you get older, you're like, wow, they do click.
You do.
So do you have anything in mind for what made you say that?
Just music in general. Like you look at somebody like Prince or any other artist like Bowie and them, they reinvented themselves, but it always was great. It was never a bad turn.
Mm, yeah, I agree. Bowie was amazing. I consider him a musical genius. That song, Ground Control to Major Tom, I mean, that was released 2 weeks before there was a spaceship sent to the moon.
Yep.
And everything he sang in the song was like something that happened. There
Yep.
you go. All right, Jones. Well, thanks for coming by as always. And I hope you have a great rest of your night.
You too, my friend, and have a good night too, Danny. It's always good
You
hearing
too,
from you.
Jonesy. Glad you came into my life. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
All right. And Danny, my big brother from another mother, what's on your mind for final thoughts for the evening?
Well, I'm sorry I missed. Sounded like you guys were having a good conversation before I got here,
Well, you'll be
but
able to watch it at your leisure.
I do. I already got it saved in my query to watch. But it's been a long day, but it's been a good day. I really felt good about my life today. People were having fun. Cherry and Tara was having the ball up there on the panel, as you saw yourself, and the guests that were coming in and out. I mean, they were generous. They came in, they participated, and they know I didn't have a lot of people. It was a good live, at least in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's all that matters. If you enjoy it, that's it.
you know, the live was good, and I'm thinking that Wednesday will be just as good because uh, taking requests gets more active participation from the chat. and it'll draw more people in, I think, in the long run. So uh, otherwise, yeah, it's been good. I'm glad that you're back uh, doing your show. And see, you are a man like Danny. You almost went 3 hours. So see, it's not that big a deal. You did good.
Yeah, although I'm fucking exhausted. So,
Well, yeah,
but I kind of I had a feeling that this was probably going to be a long show, only because I haven't talked to all of you in a week.
right.
I mean, it really like 9 days. So I just assumed it might be long, so that's fine. Whatever it is, it is. If I do an hour, if I do 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it is, it is. I don't have any particular agenda. I know that for the sake of the agency, it only counts if I do at least an hour. But other than that, like I've been doing this long enough to know that our conversations are probably going to be at least an hour and a half, 2 hours every time.
Yeah, 2 hours is average. Yeah,
Yeah.
for the most part.
So, you know, whatever it is, I just enjoy having the conversations. I get to
Yeah, some
laugh. I get
people
to, I
are
get to,
fun too.
put films on my queue, learn about podcasts. Well, it's all gravy.
Yeah, very true.
And I have
So
the same
anyway, yeah, it was
conversations whether there's 5 people or there's 150. So
right. That's true. Very true. Yeah. And what's nice about it tonight? Did you have any MAGA hats come in or not?
none. Now one, I don't
That's
even,
good.
I don't even think there was one in the chat.
No, I didn't see anybody while I was here. Oh, that's good. I
Yeah.
didn't have any today at all. Sometimes I'll have one to come in that will say Trump's the best president ever in chat, and that's it. And then they leave, because I tell the board to go away because we're not doing politics here, and they go away. But I didn't see any today come in. So
I
maybe
don't
my ads.
understand how, and maybe these are bots, because why would you come into a live show that says when radio was family and hear music playing and have to say Dump is the best president? That's fucking weird.
Uh, well, I did 3 posts of with my show with time and day and everything, and I ran those, and I've been getting some good responses back from it. I think a few of the people showed up, but I did
You say
post
that
some
again? You did
video.
what?
I posted some videos on TikTok, uh,
Oh,
with my
clips of the live show.
well, not only that, but I actually did the show, like what you see on the screen, and I put a caption on it Monday and Wednesday, 3 p.m. Pacific time, and I would pick a song from each of my genres off of the TikTok library and recorded it and sent it out to the viewers. And I think I got some results from it today because I had seen some new people I hadn't seen before that came in. And
Cool.
like you told me, the way I'm going to get more people is to post more content.
Yeah, that's
And that's what I did.
you're since your live shows now on Monday and Wednesday are not interactive, then
Right,
it's going to be hard to grow that way. But
right,
if you make posts, and it doesn't matter what posts you're making, but
right,
just post so that people can learn about you,
right.
then it increases the likelihood that you're going to start growing followers, and then
Mhm.
everything will flow
Well, I
from
picked
there.
up 5 more today.
Excellent.
What's 5 more is I didn't have the other day, and so I'm growing slowly. 5 here, 10 here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, for my live shows, I mostly get followers when I'm yelling at MAGA hats,
yeah, yeah,
and I'm doing less of that lately. So,
yeah,
but yeah, The big way that I built my following was by posting, but some people will post clips of their live shows, and that helps people find them. Some people just post regular content, and that helps people find them. And then when they do their live shows, they sort of feed off of one another, So,
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna post a couple of clips. I'm gonna go through it tonight. Find a couple and repost it of
yeah.
the show.
And
So
you'll probably want to do other people's lives as well, and just spread the word that way.
I
Like a
have
lot
been
of
doing
times
that. I have.
when I'm a guest on when I get to panel up on a live show, and like we know, most of them are political. But once I share my political views, I usually get a few followers there too. So,
Right.
you just take a
And
multi-pronged approach.
I go on some of the panels too, and they kind of know my political views too. And I gain a few followers here and there. And my mother hen, she every time I come in her live, she promotes me and that for people to follow me, and stuff like that, which is nice. I have certain ones that do that already, so that helps out a lot. But it's a process. I mean, I've only been on TikTok a year and a month, so I mean, I've got almost 3,400 and some odd number followers now. Which when I first started, I didn't have but myself and about five others. So I've come a long ways since then. So
It's a beautiful thing.
yeah. So plus, I wouldn't have met you if it hadn't been for TikTok, and that's a blessing, in my opinion. So.
Yes. Well, I agree 100%. Yeah, TikTok has been fun for me. So, all right. I guess that's it.
Well,
Again, folks, if anybody left that doesn't know, Danny goes on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Monday and Wednesday, it's music from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And Friday is the big night, Trivial Pursuit. If you don't know, you'll want to know. It's the best thing you'll do on social media. So with that, Danny, thanks as always. I'm sure I'll talk to you soon.
we will. Thanks a lot, brother. Love you.
Love you too. Take care. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging in there. Damn, almost 3 hours. It's been a lot of fun. And as always, I'm here on on a good week, Monday through Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Although it's been a while since I did all 6 days, but you know what? Maybe this week will be the week that I do all 6 days. All right. But until then, peace, love, and granola. Talk to you soon.